We're back. The time is now.
Welcome, one and all. And,
How come there's only me on the screen? There you go.
there you go. Now I am.
Yeah, you go.
Welcome everyone to NUFC Talk. We are live to do the Tottenham and Newcastle United matchup. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to smash the like button. We need your support. And of course, if you can, please, you can super chat. You can donate to the channel. We don't make any money on match days as far as ads is concerned because we want to give you an uninterrupted experience. So we turn the ads off. But if it's in your heart to donate and help the channel grow, please super chat away, gift memberships away, or become a member yourself to enjoy exclusive content. We are live here on NUFC Talk. And Newcastle United with shocking changes. I think 8 changes overall in the lineup. Is Eddie Howe throwing the cup? We shall talk about that, of course. Tottenham, I don't know that this is the game to do these many changes. I don't know that we made as many changes against Bradford. And even if we did, maybe it was warranted. But against Tottenham Hotspur, 3rd in the Premier League, you're going to do that. I know they're making some changes as well, but I think it's a very, very bold move by Eddie Howe. And if it doesn't go well tonight, the knives and swords will be after him, no doubt about it. It's me, the American Mag, with Gary, the Jordy Yum Yum. Welcome, Gary. How's it going?
Very well, thank you. I'm excited. As you can see, I have got the cup on the table. I can't pick it up yet because the security man is in front of it, and he's saying, no, can't touch it.
Can't touch his bad luck. It's bad luck.
It's bad luck, man. Can't touch it. So what I hope, for me, it's about getting minutes and legs. You've said we've made lots of changes. We've also heard from a lot of our fans that this is the best squad that's been at Newcastle for a very long time, if not the best. So for me, the amount of changes that Eddie has made will show whether this team, with the extended few coming in off the bench, can't just keep playing the same 11. It isn't sustainable over 4 competitions if you're trying to get to those high notes. I was questioning whether Bruno should be still in the are we helping Bruno? Because like I say, if he gets injured, I don't see another player that can replace him. So starting with Willock in there, let's see what Willock can bring. I hope that the lad can prove me wrong. And give us something. But like I say, we'll go through the complete lineup in a minute. But for me, fingers crossed, we'll see the depth that Newcastle have got now.
Yeah, please help us reach 100 likes as soon as possible, that we can move on to the other objective. Would be 200 likes. But let's get to 100 first and then move on from there. Welcome everyone in the chat, of course. I see a lot of predictions coming in, a lot of comments coming in. Let us know what you think. Newcastle United's lineup, we'll put it on the screen in just a minute. But it is Ramsdale, Fabian Schär, Tonali, Barnes, Chiao, Kraft, Ilanga, Voltemade, Willock, Byrne, and Ramsey. It is. A few people have said that we have the strongest squad that we've ever seen. Some say that's, I think, a bit of a stretch, but maybe since the takeover, you could probably say that. A really good squad. I just don't know that these many changes that the team is going to work with these many changes. The goalkeeper is fine. It is what it is. Now we're going to see Chiao and Schär play with. I think they can play next to each other. Somebody like Mighty Win would say that they can play with each other because they're all right center backs. And I think that's nonsense anyway. I think the center backs can play either way, especially these guys. With good technical abilities to play, I think they'll be all right. Still, Schär must be a little rusty. Hasn't played really in a while. He got a cameo appearance the other day for Buttman, I believe, who's got a concussion. I think, well, not a concussion, but he got a cut.
Head injury.
He's not coming on today. You got Barnes coming on. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to show up. Kraft, of course, people have been calling for him. to come on and play. Going to play a right back, Burn at left back. Midfield is going to be the key, in my opinion. Tonali, Eddie Howe knows that Tonali needs to play no matter what. And, of course, he's got some rest as well. He hasn't been playing as often. So he's playing tonight. Willock is the main, as you said earlier. I mean, I think he's the main concern. He's the main concern for me because he's just not he's not good. I mean, I guess he's there to prove people wrong. I guess that's one way of looking at it. But I think that Ramsey and Tonali are going to be key because I don't expect Willock really to do much of anything. But that's just me being negative probably. But up front, you got Voltamara, Barnes, and on the right side, Anthony Langa, who, again, now he's a sub, I guess you can say. But for not too long ago, he's a starter. He's a new signing. So 8 changes, but did we lose quality that much? I think just in the midfield with Willock. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. For me, I look at this squad, and you have to go back to what Eddie Howe was saying. It's literally about getting the balance right. And for me, when you've got the likes of Burn, we know what Burn gives you at left back. There is no issue. What I want to start seeing now is some movement from that midfield. Now, we all know what Tonali brings to the squad. I'm still not 100% sure about Ramsey yet to see where he slots in. I've seen what he's done at Villa, but can he be the one that unlocks the doors? And again, Willock, we know Willock on that drive forward. He's got the pace. He can beat players if his head's in the right place. But have we got the balance? That is the big thing. Can Alanga shine? It's again, for me, it's about lots of new partnerships being made tonight. The back four is the back four. It's nice to see Kraft getting minutes. And I mean, there's talk now that Kraft in his final year, he's been eyed up for a move away. And if I was Kraft and I'd be in a situation where he's like an almost ran. It's like he virtually knows when he turns up he's never going to get a game. I'm just going to sit on the bench. And that must drive you insane as a player. So for me, I want to see him have a really good game. I mean, potentially he's up against Xavi Simons, who we know his time at Tottenham has been good. He's been a highlight. So let's see, what these players are like. And it's like Johnson, there's a lot of players, even though there's a lot of injuries. I mean, they've got 10 injuries now, Tottenham. There's a lot of good players still on this park that will hurt you if you allow them to come at you. So for me, the back four has got to stay solid. Like I say, a couple of main changes in midfield, which is where you win and lose games. It feels more attacking, if I'm honest with you. With these two, Ramsey and Willock in the side. Yeah. So it does mean that we've got to have a lot of discipline from Tonali to protect the central two at the back. But can we see a little bit from them? And for me, this, like I said, with all the changes you've named, have we got a weaker side? Or have we got depth of quality now? That's the question mark.
Yeah, I don't think we are weaker per se. I mean, there are players like Joe Willock again who keep going at it that he'll have to prove us wrong. But other than that, really, I mean, excited to see what Ilanga can do. Excited to see what Ramsey can do, and of course Ramsdale, Fabian Schär. You kind of know already what he can do, what he's going to do, and so I'm okay with the lineup right now. Thank you very much for this super chat from Darren Mills, who's £20 super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it very much indeed.
Thank you, buddy.
How away the tune, he says. How away the tune, to say the least. On the bench, you got Pope, Trippier, Butman, Joe Linton, Gordon, Osula, Murphy, Bruno G, and Miley. I would assume you're gonna see some of these faces later on, but it all depends on how the game goes. As far as
that is it.
Yeah.
I think for me, the more. This game has to be finished tonight, and I think that's a godsend. I think on the players coming up, we are just literally around the corner from an international break as well. So for me, there's lots of minutes to be played over these next few weeks for a lot of the players that are missing tonight. So as the longer these players stick it to Tottenham and really have a go at them and Eddie doesn't need to make a massive amount of changes to get back into the game if we fall behind. I think that will also support us going forward.
Yeah. Next, got a question. What time is it where you are? Where I am, it is 2:11 p.m. here. 5 hours difference. You guys are 5 hours ahead, but it will be back to normal 6 hours ahead next week when our time goes back in moonwalks back an hour. So we'll be back at the normal difference, 6 hours. But yeah, 2:11 right now in the U.S. It is 7 p.m., 7:12 over there in the UK. At this moment, everybody's gathering around, getting into the groove of things for this match. Tottenham Hotspur coming up with a lineup of Kingski at goal, Danso, Paulinha, Xavi, and as well the winger they just got, Richarlison, Berval, Johnson, Pedro Porro, captain, Spence, Papisar, and Betancourt. It's not an easy lineup that we're going to play against, to be honest, in Tottenham. Really good players there. Who do you think that really is going to be the threat? I mean, all these guys. Who are the bench players? I mean, Kudus would be one, but Van de Ven, I guess. I don't know how he's playing. He's playing much over there, but I know he's good.
Yeah, he's just coming back from injuries. So look, there's a lot of them coming back. So Austin, Gunter, Tell, Kudus, who again, who's playing really well for Tottenham. Van de Ven, as you said, Kalamwani, who we were linked to, Scarlett, who's the youngster. Alusesi, I don't know much about this lad. So again, they've pulled in a lot of youngsters and Roswell. So again, you look at again of the 10 that are missing for Tottenham, and they're able still to bring out this team. And when you say who do we have to watch? Well, Johnson's been a thorn in a lot of people's side. He ghosts in on that backside, that back stick. So if Simmons can get down the left hand side, be in between Kraft and Shaw, if he throws the ball across the 6-yard box, we have to be aware of Johnson coming in off that back stick. He ghosts in very, very cleverly. So again, Dan Burn, Malik Chow on that left hand side have to be aware. The work of Ramsey, I think, to try and support Tonali. We know Willock isn't the type of player that will graft coming back. He's more of a plodder coming back, and many people will say, well, isn't that the same as Bruno? Because Bruno's got 2 speeds, as we know, slow and stop. But at least he tries to get back. You know what I mean? Where with Willock, sometimes he's a bit nonchalant. He's a bit like, well, that ain't my game. So I think there's a lot of players have got to shine tonight. And when I say shine, they've got to put a shift in. It's about, like I say, whatever Eddie Howe has said to them, they've got to come out here and they've got to hit the high notes. And whether they can do it for 60 minutes, because like I say, there's a lot of them, the likes of Willock, the likes of Kraft, as daft it looks, these are still pre-season games for these guys because they haven't had the opportunity, same as Ramsey, haven't had the opportunity to get many minutes into the legs. So there's a lot of players that are still in that pre-season, like back into the team. So if we can get to 60 minutes with them 3 and longer, then fantastic, because that it means that we're still involved in the game. I just hope, like I say, you've got Paulinha at the back and Danzo. We know Spence and Porro's going to put a shift in. They do. Bergvall in the middle of the park for them will always be the out. He'll try and get as far forward as he possibly can. With Papisar and Benton Kerr potentially sitting. So I don't know how them 3 are going to work, whether they're going to play a 4-2-3-1 or whether they're going to go 4-3-3 to try and match up with Newcastle. It'll be interesting that way. So for me, the 2 people that I would really be careful of is Simmons and Johnson. I think the 2 wide men against somebody that hasn't got the pace, but the brain to go with it, and he's got the heart and passion. So I'm hoping he can keep Johnson quiet, and I hope Kraft just does what Kraft does, and that's commit himself to the cause, because that the lad has never let us down, but because he's raw, it's going to be a lot of highlights on him today.
By the way, if you are listening, you're on your way to the stadium. Just want to let you know that Newcastle United posted 50 minutes ago that, again, quoting them, we're aware the Microsoft-related outage is causing problems for fans accessing our ticketing site. season ticket holders looking to transfer a ticket for tonight's game will be able to get help directly from our box office before 7 p.m. And you can call them at 0344-372-1894 if you need help. Non-season ticket holders who haven't yet downloaded their tickets will be able to do so from the link in their confirmation email. Apologies for any inconvenience caused while we work to resolve this issue. So Newcastle having some ticketing issues, blaming it on Microsoft. That's the easy one, but never
Easy.
mind. I mean, it might just be that. But either way, we want to inform people of what's going on if you are going to the stadium, or if you're, if you got a ticket or whatnot. If you need to transfer tickets, especially. So as far as Tottenham Hotspur's lineup, I see a 4-2-3-1 here on SofaScore. So take it with a grain of salt. Paulinho and Betancourt in midfield. Bervo up a little bit like a 10, right behind Richarlison. And then you got Johnson on the right, Simmons on the left. I mean, they don't have Colomwani. I don't know how Colomwani has been performing. I don't know if you guys been watching Colomwani at Spurs, but he's a good player, so I'm not sure if he's a starter or if he's just getting rested tonight. Do you know?
Yeah, he's been in and out of the side, and like I say, he's not really hit the ground running. If I'm honest with you, so it's a difficult one to try and hit. I mean, he looks good, he looks busy, but he seems a little bit rabbit in headlights at the minute. So I think, like I say, we all know that what Richarlison brings them is he's tough, he's rough, he'll get stuck in. I mean, I don't think he's got the best quality in the world when it comes to finishing. But you're going to have, like I say, the two at the back, Shaw and Chow. Chow playing left centre tonight because of Botman head injury. So they're going to be busy because he will make them work. And like I say, if you give him the opportunity, and sometimes with Richarlison, he does count on a lot of times lady luck to be on his side to get the goals, because like I say, he's not a natural finisher, but like I say, he can cause you a lot of problems. So you need to be aware of him. And for me, if I was Eddie, I would certainly put a mark on him before too long of the game.
Yeah. They got good players, man. We got you, but we also got good players over here. So it looks like they got Chiao playing on the right, Shart on the left. Which one do you think is going to go, just to entertain some of the fans that think that only a right center back can only play right on the right side and blah blah blah. Which one do you think is going to play the I guess the different role in a sense, because they haven't played there really in a long time? Who's on the left basically?
Yeah, it'll be Chow. Chow will play on the left. I mean, the beauty of bringing Chow in, and we were discussing this last night on the show. It's about variety, and what Chow gives you, he gives you that balance. And again, when he took over the mantle when Botman got injured the weekend against Fulham, some players get a little bit, dodgy when they move positions, even if it's literally 5-10 yards to the left hand side. Chow took it in his stride, and that's what I was saying to the lads. I'm so surprised that not more teams from Europe actually had a look at this lad, because from what I'm starting to see now, and I mean, I know you've been shouting his name for a long time from the rooftops, but what I'm starting to see now is not only that relationship, and it doesn't matter who he plays alongside. I mean, he seems comfortable on the ball. His outage, he don't mind running with the ball. His progression of the ball is very good. The one thing he has got to learn, and he's got to learn quickly, not to keep kicking it back to Pope. But I mean, Ramsdale's in goal tonight.
Yeah, well, Ramsdale certainly. We'll see. He'll also be put under scrutiny if he's got to perform. And hopefully everybody does well. Let me go with some. What's our lineup? I'm late to the party. The lineup, just to remind you lot, is Ramsdale. I'll go Eddie Howe making 8 changes. 8 changes from the regular lineups. Ramsdale, Chiao, Shar, Byrne on the left, Kraft on the right back. In the midfield, Tonali, Willock, Ramsey up front, Ilanga on the right, Voltemare up front, and Barnes on the left. I mean, if you compare it to the main squad, to the main lineup, it would be weaker. You can't deny that. However, it's not much. It's not really much of a drop off. I mean, I was taking the P on with the lads in the group chat. It's Eddie Howe throwing the cup, but honestly, it's not so much that. To be fair, I mean, I think this is a pretty good. They should be able to compete. I guess we could say, but somebody said Paul Morris in the chat had said a key point. It's about the first 20 minutes. How do we look at the first 20 minutes, and then Eddie Howe has to, make an assessment on if it's working or not. I mean,
yeah. I agree. I think when you look at it, it's like it's trying to tune your car up, isn't it? When you've got something not quite right in that car, and when you look at the squad, there's probably a disappointment on the fact that there's no youth added, but I knew there wouldn't be because they all played on Monday. Got a great result down against Crystal Palace, 2-0 winners. So I knew they would not be included tonight. For me, why not start Asula? Give Voltamada a break. You know what I mean? Just have a look at him. Against, Polina's not the quickest guy in the world. Dansau's not also, there's for me, if somebody can have a go at them and run at them, I think there's a fault here. And today, while I've been out and about, I've been listening to a lot of the Spuds podcasts. They're not happy about travelling to the Northeast on a Wednesday night. They're certainly not happy to come and play at St James's Park because they all know that it's a difficult place to get a result.
They usually never win, really.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's always been a tough place to come on a Wednesday night. But like I said, for me, I look at this team, and I know Wynne was screaming last night that he wouldn't make any changes, and I said, you were the one who mentioned it's the strongest side and everything else. We have to have a look at them. It's how Eddie Howe has tuned these guys in the training sessions that he's been able to have, because that's something else that's been limited. So it's a case of how much impact will they have now going into the side, and I just hope and pray that with both Ramsey and Willock in the side, that Tonali isn't too isolated. The same as Miley was the other day against Fulham in the first half, when you got J7 wanting to bomb on, as also Bruno playing high in the 8/10 slot. It allowed Miley to be a little bit isolated at times. I don't want Tonali to do that, even though I have all the trust in the world of the lad. It's still a tough task if you're overloaded with 2 or 3 players.
Yeah, but I do think that just like anything, there's a possibility that something could go wrong. And however, this is a win or go home game. So you definitely don't want to say, well, things are going bad. It is what it is. We got other competitions. No, you want to continue to fight and adjust things to win the game. And I think that Eddie Howe needs to be very, very cautious on what. I mean, I don't expect any changes in the first half or anything like that. But at least halftime, if something is going bad, we can't just give up on the game. We must continue. No. And we are home. So I think that's got to be in our favor. So we shall see. We shall see when it comes to what's happening. Osula, I think somebody said that he might be carrying an ankle injury, therefore he's not taken in consideration for the starting role. Maybe
can we have a quick look at that though? Because this is something that's really thrown me a little bit, because we've always said, why play or put players on the bench? And we've seen it with Longstaff in the past. We've seen it with a lot of our players. Murphy with his tendon problems. We've seen it with Botman. We've seen it with, who else was it that was struggling at one point with an ankle or a knock of some description, and that was on the bench. And now we've got a Sula. If they're not fit to start the game, because at the end of the day, now this is the way I look at it. If Voltamada goes over an ankle in the first 5 minutes, what happens?
Well, then you're negative.
Thank you. So what is the point in having him on the bench? Because at the end of the day, if he can't start a game, And that's what Eddie Howe has come out and said. We have to manage him because of his ankle injury, and I totally agree with what Connor's just thrown that at us. But for me, why risk him then? Because like I said, Votamada goes down, twists an ankle, he's got to come off. He's got to go and play 90 minutes then, hasn't he? So
Yeah.
it makes no sense.
Paul Mag says Kudus is going to cause problems. I assume he's playing. He's not starting for Spurs. Up front is going to be Spence, Papisar. Well, here's the lineup for Tottenham: Kinski at goal, Danzo, Paulinho, Xabi on the left wing, Richarlison, Bergvall, Pedro Porro, Johnson. Did I say Johnson already? Pedro Porro is captain.
Yeah, Johnson's
Spence,
on the right.
Sarr, and Betancourt. So up front is going to be for them Simmons on the left, Bergvall right behind Richarlison, and then Johnson on the right. But on paper, Colomani should be able to perform good if they need to bring him on. Obviously, he hasn't been lighting it up this season already, but Kudus definitely. So you got to keep an eye on those. But it's a pretty. I think Spurs lineup is as strong as ours with the changes and everything else.
Yeah,
it's just
I agree.
Mano at this point. Who is showing up tonight for the win?
Yeah, and I mean, I'll put my because I say I've just been tinkering about while you guys have been having a talk. So it's there if you want to throw it on the screen, Chris. That's how I predict them. It'll probably be Bergvall or Sarr dropping. I should put Bergvall there because he's the one who's more of the rotator. So, like I say, when you look at their system, if it's Bergvall who's going to be the floater, he'll be the one with the engine. He'll just get into the pockets of space to create a three either way. Because I quite like Bergvall. I think he's one of these lads that just gets underrated a little bit, but his work rate is phenomenal. And in this space where, like I say, where he'll obviously try and support Richarlison as much as he can, because like both Papiasar and Bergvall quite accommodating these high, centre midfield, attacking midfield zones. Bergvall will always sit in. So these two will be the ones that get released into the slots. It's going to be, like I say, Ramsey and Willock. Have they got the discipline to track? And, we know what Tonali's going to give you, but he'll need to come and stand in front of Richarlison to stop any of the passing lanes getting through to this lad. And again, but I can 100%, and I'm going to say it now, live on air before the game starts, I can say that these guys are going to try and get down the line.
Oh, we're losing Gary there. He'll join us in a minute though when he gets sorted. But I tell you what, let me go with some comments because I think some of your comments have been very, very great and fitting for the occasion. Let me go with comments here from Boki. Proud of Howe showing some cojones and using the squad. Come on, the tune. And then you got Dracaris here says, you can't win, moan. You can't win. Moan for not rotating, then moan when he rotates. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Some people have their opinion. Battle blogs. I'm glad he's resting players, to be honest. Walter could do with a test. Bruno definitely needed a rest. Paul Morris. Hi, everyone. Interested in this lineup. See how it first goes in the first 20 minutes. I agree with that. That's why I cited you because I thought that was spot on. You know why every team playing tonight has included a youth player in their starting 11. We haven't even included one on the bench. Well, you could have gotten Parks on Su probably in there, and but making all these changes is about winning the game. It's about winning the game, and just putting goals in the net. And at this point, if Eddie Howe thinks that we can't, the young lads can't help the team, I guess that's his prerogative. And it is what it is. Sensible moniker. I'm happy with the selection. Bar Walter Mata. He needed a rest given what's coming up. He gets injured in one knockout, says Sensible Moniker. Gavin Fuller, we must show trust in our squad. I do agree. Again, I don't have an issue with the lineup at this moment. Steven 0343 says, I like Chiao, but he hasn't really been tested yet. Evan Nilsson and Welbeck, his toughest challenges, and he was lucky not to get sent off at Bournemouth, and Welbeck with 2 goals, says Steven. That's a bit harsh against Chiao. I think he's been doing proper. is a Toon player. Stephen Rackham says would have made changes against West Ham, but that's an interesting point as well. That could have been that could have been the decision. And it seems like Eddie Howe makes these changes when very important games are up. For example, the Barcelona game, he made changes and he didn't put Voltamata in, and then he rotated against tried to rotate against Bournemouth. So it was a bit odd. West Ham is one of the weaker teams that we're going to play this season, to say the least. So you do have a point, Stephen. Gavin, Spurs have been scoring a lot of set pieces. Well, that's something to be scared of. As we're looking at Voltamata on the pitch now, coming into the pitch, Tonali and the rest of the lads coming into St. James's Park. It is Newcastle United versus Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup 4th round, live from St. James's Park. Kickoff in just 28 minutes from now. So stay tuned. Smash the like button if you are a Newcastle United fan, and if you support the channel, please help us go and get as many likes as we can. More comments here coming up. Punt Mags, kudos going through problems. Yeah, we talked about that one. But I do agree, when he comes off the bench, he's definitely going to cause problems. You better believe that. Steven says it's time for these players to step up. Well, that's been kind of the key, of this whole thing, and part of the problem, part of the reasoning of why this season hasn't been really, a really good season so far as scores is concerned. Yes, you can criticize Eddie Howe, and we have done that, but also the players haven't been performing. Ilanga, one of the main ones that he needs to already come out strong, and this is as Becca was saying right here, it's a good test for Ilanga. I do agree 100%. It's a wonderful test for him. He needs to perform, and in what opportunity than the Carabao Cup? It's your opportunity. Get on there. You're starting. Make your case. Make your case, because right now it looks like the one and only unbeatable, unfoulable, indestructible Murphy is the starter for Newcastle United, and it doesn't seem like Elanga is doing much, challenging much as far as that's concerned. So he needs to show up and play. The same thing with Joe Willock, for example. Joe Willock, at some point in time, it's either he's gonna play good or he needs to leave the team. Plain and simple. We've gotten to that extreme right now with Joe Willock. So, he's getting another opportunity. He's getting another opportunity. Perfect. But he has to capitalize, or else it's not going to be a good opportunity whatsoever. K's Newcastle says Osula had an ankle injury in last game too, but came on and helped with that win against Fulham. I agree with you. But, some injuries are minor, and they're cold injuries, because, for lack of a better word, but maybe they're a little touched up, and they have to, they can still play, and certainly Osula did that, and he did a decent job. Shout out to Mercury Dine there, evening Chris and chat, evening all of you out there. I got the screen right here. Interesting, because we got Sir Les Ferdinand and Andy Cole on the same screen with doing a Newcastle United match commentary here on NUFC Talk, and of course they're on ITV, obviously. But there you go. It's kind of odd and unique, if you will. Let me see what more comments we got here coming up. 2-1 Newcastle says Toon Nut. There you go. Drop your predictions, folks. Drop your predictions. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. As we're looking at Voltamata, have a conversation with Ramsey. I guess he's telling him, hey, give me the ball right here. Make that run, maybe. Whatever it is. Nick Voltamata, 5 goals in 10 Newcastle United appearances this season so far. Very, very good percentage. He hasn't scored in the last 2 games. He will most definitely be looking for an opportunity to score tonight. So he certainly needs it. He said we need a top goal scorer to maintain those goals coming in. Toon says Stephen Fawcett. There you go. 4-1 Toon win. Is that what you're going with? You changing your prediction, Ronald Turnbull. That's interesting. Paul Morris, Wolf will play 70 minutes fine. Wait till the big flick. The big flick, the Nick flick. Those fancy flicks that he does. Hopefully one of those comes about and we are able to win because of that. Again, this particular game will be judged on how the players perform, how Eddie Howe reacts to the game. I think that is very important. This is a win or go home type game. You don't want to funny around and then wait and wait and wait too long. If you wait too long, we might get sent home, and that's definitely what we don't want as Newcastle. We want to defend this title. We want to be able to perform. We want to be able to keep going as far as we can. And the same thing with the FA Cup, the same thing with the Champions League, and the same thing with the Premier League. However, we don't just want to give it away. This is probably the first tough team that we're playing in the Carabao Cup. It is probably more than likely, as far as I can remember, we play against Bradford City and those guys. But with the weaker teams, smaller teams, we're playing with Tottenham now, third in the Premier League. We have to be able to perform. And from the outings of St. James's Park and its surrounding areas, the mighty win. What does he got to say?
So, well, team announced. I'm just on my way up the match now. Bogey, you've got exactly what you wanted, my friend. I want to hear no complaints tonight. What I reckon, I still think it's strong enough. I'm very surprised that Willock has been given a chance. But the one thing I'm hoping for tonight is that Eddie might not even take until half time.
We are knackered.
To make his mind up that it's not working. God, I hope it works. I hope it works. I hope Willock has a blinder. But if I was resting, if I was going, as I said earlier on, if I was going to rest one of the midfielders, I would have kept our secret weapon on the bench, Mr. Toon Army. It's a hell of a bench we've got to call upon.
Proves it what.
But really, then Eddie will get all the criticism. Well, he was reactive, not proactive, and all of this. It's a no-win situation for him, really, innit? Let's be honest.
Proves it what.
But here's hoping. Toon, away the lads.
There you go, mighty win. Always throwing digs, always trying, doing all that nonsense, man. It's not necessary, man. It is not necessary at all. But you know how win is, man. You know how win is, and his mo, his mo. I tell you what, I do believe. Let me see here. We got Eddie Howe. We have Eddie Howe. Let me go. Let me see if you hear him.
You're facing a team who are particularly good at set pieces.
Yeah, I think we pride ourselves the same. I think they've been very effective in terms of the goals they've scored. Good physical side, so we back ourselves in those situations, so that should be a good test too.
Good luck, Eddie.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck. That's Eddie Howe, and we'll hear from Thomas Frank next. The Tottenham head coach was not...
There you go. We're able to get Eddie Howe there quickly and in a hurry. That wasn't too much, to be honest, but, we just happened to glance over, and that was Eddie Howe there. Anyway, you heard a little bit. We're facing a really good set piece team, said Eddie Howe. The same thing with Arsenal, and they were able to score. Remember, Arsenal from set pieces against us at the end of the game knackered us. So we cannot let that continue. We have to be aware of the situation of what we're doing. We have to be in the game, and we have to be concentrated. We have to be able to get a game over. This would be, in my opinion, this would be a statement win for the season. I know that people will say, well, it's just a Carabao Cup, or it's just. No, I think that a win like this, eliminating a top team in Tottenham, because they are third in the Premier League and they seem to be getting their mojo. They seem to not need players like Kolomuani that everybody thought was going to play, and we were linked with them, as a right back, as a right wing, a player signing. He went there. He's really not, lighting it up, really. And so they're able to do that. Beating a team like that would be a statement win, in my opinion. So we need to be able to get it done, and this will also be a boost. And if we beat them in the 90 minutes, it's going to be a major boost for players like Ilanga, like even Joe Willock. Listen, he's still part of the team. So if he's performing well and he is able to maintain and he's able to get his confidence up, he's still part of the team. More than likely, he's not going to be taken in consideration. Well, I'm assuming that, but in a game like tonight, win or go home, he is taken in consideration. So you must really say that Eddie Howe has some level of trust. As low as he gets game by game, week by week, he's still able to trust him. So we shall see. We shall see when it comes to that. A lot of people in the chat giving their predictions. Let us know your predictions, ladies and gentlemen. What you think this game will turn out to be. Newcastle United versus Tottenham. Coming up next here on NUFC Talk, live match commentary with myself and whenever Gary gets on. So welcome everyone. Smash the like button. Help us reach to 200 likes right now. We already got over 100 on YouTube. Help us reach 200 likes as soon as possible. Help the channel grow. Remember, your experience in the channel is uninterrupted, no ads whatsoever. The only way we can make income to help the channel grow is via super chats, via memberships, via gifted memberships. So if it's in your heart to do that, please do so. If not, just smash the like button and help the channel grow that way. Thank you very much, all of you out there. It seems like there are players. Some people are talking about Park Sun-soo given an opportunity. He's certainly one of the only players really that you hear from in the under-21s. The only, because the rest really you don't hear about. You don't hear from them. Is that a good, bad thing? I think it's a bad thing because I think you need to be able to have more than one player coming up in the ranks. But Sanusi loaned out in France, coming off of an injury, not really playing much. But then again, is Park Sun-soo ready for the first team? I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you think. Michael there, come on, Willock says, Michael, of course we want him to do well. That's a given. We do want him to do well. Choppy says Spurs 1-0, Chris. Okay, well that's the first loss that we have predicted. So that's it's your opinion, of course. Alex Murphy is available, says NUFC fan channel there. I think that's Gotti, I think. I think your name is Gotti something. And well, listen, I mean, you can say that Alex Murphy is available, but is he really ready to play? Is he really ready to be thrown in the lines then like this? I don't know. I'm actually not going to complain about the lineup right now. I think the lineup is as good as it can be, and for sure, we will see. At some point, these players have to be trusted to perform. It's just as simple as that. And I think that he's. I think I like it. I'm not. I don't have an issue so far with the lineup for Newcastle United. And I mean, listen, I might be proven wrong. We will see, I guess, what happens at the end of the day. Our team, Newcastle, we have to defend this championship. However we do it, we have to try to win and continue on. And again, I think it would be a massive boost in confidence for the Toon to be able to do that. So let me see if we got some more commentary here from the stadium. And we might have Sandro Tonali coming on. And let's see. There we go. We got Tonali in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What does he have to say about this game?
Sandro, how much does this competition mean to you as a player, but also to you as a team?
I think a lot because the last season, every game the last season this cup, and we play for win a game. We play for win every game, and tonight we know is a very tough game because we play against a very good team and they play a very good football. But we are ready for every game, for every team, and tonight we are ready.
Sandro, how much does this competition mean?
There you go. Sandro Tonali says we're going to be here. We're here to compete for everything and win every game. So, I mean, it is the standard answer, to be honest. But, I do believe Eddie Howe wants to win this. Mighty Win being a bedwetter in the chat says that the lineup is not as strong as it could be. Well, 100%. That's a given. That's clearly a given. But I don't think that we have dropped off massively to say that we are going to lose the game or that Eddie Howe is throwing the game. I think that the drop-off is the drop-off because clearly we put Willock instead of Bruno or Joe Linton. But we got Ramsey and we still got Tonali, best player for Newcastle United, always playing. That's always good. The link-up play with Voltemade, maybe that's what Eddie Howe is counting on. Maybe he is counting on the link-up play between Voltemade and Barnes, who happened to be really a really good link-up play in the Champions League matchup. Now, granted, in your case, to make your case, Gordon was also part of that link-up play, and he's not playing tonight. Barnes is on the left actually, and then Ilanga. Will Ilanga be able to contribute to that? Well, we shall see. At the end of the day, we don't know, but I don't think that I can assume. I wouldn't criticize Eddie Howe for the lineup right now. That's just my opinion, though. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's throwing the game. We got Gary back. Gary, you there, mate?
I am, mate. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We are
power shortage. I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. I'm thinking not before the game. Then I went downstairs and realised the missus had flooded the kitchen and literally took a lot of the electrics out with it.
Well, there you go. Things happen, mate.
It does.
Tonight, Connor says tonight isn't on Howe. It's on the squad players to step up and show what they can do. Well, that's obviously what I do agree with. Mighty Win can't believe I've still got internet at the turnstile. Well, there you go. He's Mighty Win is going in the stadium. He's not contributing to the show, man. He's just updating his footsteps.
Where he's going to be.
Yeah. But I mean, we are literally a little over 10 minutes away from kickoff. I mean, what do you make of the situation? We heard from Tonali saying that we want to win every game, and this cup means a lot, etc. Eddie Howe said that we are playing against a team that's pretty good on set pieces. We know about that because Arsenal did a good one on us in the Premier League with set pieces. So we got to be careful, man, defending those.
Yeah, it's like I said, the lads have got to be on the toes. It's like every game. I mean, I've just, while I've been waiting to dry everything out and start again, just having a look at the squad, and with probably, if you look at this squad now from where we started, I mean, these are Eddie's players that have come inside. Apart from Kraft, I suppose you could say, and Willock. The three players that stand out for me that could be a problem, if you like, and I'm not going to count Dan Burn in that situation because Dan Burn playing out of position isn't his fault. But the three players that are going to be highlighted, and you've mentioned Willock, is Willock and Ramsey and Kraft going to be up for this shift? And I think, when you look at every other player on this side, I look at it and I keep saying to myself, we've bought in Alanga. Barnes was a starter at one point. We know what Voltamala gives us up the top. We know what Tonali gives us in the middle. So apart from the three that I've just mentioned, that everybody else is a starter, a regular player. And, I'm hoping Ramsey can actually fight for his place for J7 in the starting lineup. So again, when Wynn says, "Oh, I'm not happy with all the changes," these are players that Eddie Howe wanted to compete for the first 11. So why are you upset about it? See, for me, it's an absolute given that the lads need time on the field of play, and regardless of what competition it is, I still see this as a very strong side. I just look at it and say, can we stop them playing? And I think that is the key point. So the midfield for me is the most vulnerable point. And that's why I said the two lads, Ramsey and Willock, a lot on their shoulders today. If they can come out and produce a performance that individually they both have in the locker, then I can't see nothing but a win. I mean, Newcastle have won 5 out of the last 6 head-to-heads with Tottenham. So that gives us that confidence going in. It's nice to hear what Tonali's just said as I was reconnecting with you. I'd got it in my headphones. And it's great to think that, he is the one. He's that pinnacle in that midfield. He's the out. Can we just show that little bit of quality? Have we got the drive? Have we got the balance? Can we get Alanga firing all cylinders, really attacking them fullbacks? We know what Harvey Barnes can give us. And I think we've got a bit of pace. We've got a little bit of quality on the ball. If we can get Willock running in behind Voltamala when he drops in deep, I think there's goals in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Connor, for becoming a member. Appreciate it very much, indeed, and everybody that supports the channel. Appreciate it very much. Don't forget to smash the like button as we are coming on to game time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to give your last predictions before kickoff. What do you guys think is going to be the end result of this game? Actually, something that we haven't discussed very much is if it goes 0-0, it will go straight to penalties. If I'm not mistaken, right? Straight to penalties,
Yeah.
or is it?
No, straight to penalties. It's got to be finished on the night, so it's straight to penalties. And apparently straight after the game, the draw is being made. So, like I say, there's a lot riding on tonight's game. That they both know they can go for it. There's no like you wouldn't expect Spurs to hold back and try and get a draw to take us back to White Hart Lane, like used to happen in a lot of these cup competitions. It used to be a nullified first leg, and then everything came to life in the second leg. Them days have gone. It's the luck of the draw now when your name gets pulled out of the hat or out of the pot, if you like. So there's going to be a winner, and that's just what I said. Both teams have got to come out fighting, and I just hope and pray that we have the quality on the day.
Yeah, but if it does go to penalties, I don't like penalties, man. It's not. I don't.
That's luck, then, isn't it? You know, Lady Luck has to shine on you.
I don't even think we're good at it. I mean, how many opportunities? I can only remember the one instance, Longstaff against Forest last season, where we actually got through, and it went well, I guess you could say, because he came in to basically to shoot penalties. But other than that, I don't really remember Newcastle going to penalties and advancing much. So it's something to keep in mind, to say the least. I mean, I wouldn't want to go there.
No, I mean, against Forest, if memory serves me right, and unfortunately my memory isn't brilliant, we didn't miss one. Chelsea have just gone 1-0 up against Wolves, by the way.
Yeah.
I look at it and say, yeah, you've got to have Lady Luck. And again, this is where substitutions become a little bit of that wild card, if you like, because there's lots of players on the bench for Newcastle tonight that can strike a ball at the 12-yard spot. So again, it's utilising, and I'm sure Eddie Howe's already spoken to a lot of the lads that aren't interested in taking penalties. There'll be a lot of tactical changes if there hasn't been already, where players will come off the bench later on in the game just for penalties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when do you make that change? Those are I mean, nerve-wracking moments, man. I remember Van Gaal when he put in Krul for the penalties. It's crazy that those last minutes to make that, to say, it is what it is. It's going to go to penalties. Gordon comes on so he can shoot penalties and all that. Those are decisions when you basically give up on the game, though. That's basically what it is. You basically giving up on that you're going to score and that you're going to. And you just got to put in the best scorers for penalties. I wouldn't want to be there, to say the least. But anyway,
I think the longer the game goes on, I think this is where the coaches get to that twitchy time, because then it becomes a little cagey because nobody wants to lose, and that's why I said I think you can expect a fiery start. A lot of predictions out there are more than 2.5 goals in this game. So, when you actually look at it, you start asking yourself, two teams are going to come out and compete. Do they in themselves want to take it to penalties? I don't think they do. Because like I say, it becomes totally a lottery when it's a 12-yard penalty spot kick. So it is a case of just taking the game by the scruff of the throat early on. And if we do get on top, take the chances, because we've been really guilty of not actually taking the chances when they've been there, and allowing the opposition then to take, take hold of the game and get at us. And we saw it against Fulham, pockets of time where we actually dominated the game, but just couldn't finish our dinner. And that's got to improve. That's part of the Newcastle. If I've got a major criticism, I think we've got to be a little bit more deadly in front of goal, and we've really got. I mean, somebody is going to be on the end of a hiding. We can see that, you can feel it, but we've just not seen the quality in front of goal yet.
There will be a special display for the fallen veterans on at St. James's Park right now. The players are coming out of the tunnel. Dan Barron first, Ramsdale behind them. All players have the little puppy on their chest. So there you go, St. James's Park. It is electrifying. Everyone on their feet, flags waving, black and white everywhere to welcome the one and only, the Toon in the building. So there you go. We will defend our trophy this season. Wouldn't it be lovely to win it back-to-back? That would take us back until the 1950s, I think, when we may have gone the FA Cup back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. But neither here nor there. So don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Help the channel grow and reach as many people as possible. We certainly need your support, and please, if you don't mind, do not spoil. If you see things coming up in your behind us, or actually in front of us, just keep it to yourself. That way, everybody, the game is not spoiled with everybody's game. We can all enjoy the same thing and react. We already got VAR spoiling things. You can't even celebrate goals no more. You celebrate and then they annul it. But I guess some would say that's justice. So, there you go. You're muted, by the way. Was it Palace? You're muted, Gary.
Apologies. Was it Palace on pens in 22? The 3-2 win. And if memory serves me rightly, the season before we lost to Burnley on penalties. So we have had a pretty hard look at penalties in the past where it's gone against us. But like I say, it becomes a lottery. But you're right, mate. Yeah, it was Palace on penalties in 22.
That's right. The Carabao Cup, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next. Right here, right now, Newcastle United going against Spurs with Ramsdale, Kraft, Chow, Shar, Byrne, and Willock, Tonali, Ramsey, Ilanga, Walter Mata, and Harvey Barnes for the Toon. Richarlison, Simmons, John, Papi Sarr, Betancourt, Berval, Spence, Palhinha, Danzo, Porro, and in goal, Antonin Kinski for Tottenham Hotspur. So Thomas Frank and Eddie Howe head-to-head in this particular game. I think that this will be a major statement if we're able to win and eliminate a good team that is Tottenham Hotspur. It looks like there will be, again, a commemoration, as we mentioned earlier on, for the fallen soldiers of Great Britain. I usually display a giant puppy on the middle, don't they? Or I think sometimes they've done that on war flags. Have done that.
Yeah. There's Mihakel on the right hand side there. Look, on his hat, on his beret. I still have mine in my drawer somewhere.
There you go. Serviceman marching onto the field. Every year, Newcastle United pays their respects to the fallen soldiers who have given their lives for the freedom, in this particular case, of Great Britain and the free world. They're playing a lovely tune. There you go.
Superb. Yeah, very, very respectful as always. Well done to everybody at the Toon. As always, it's phenomenal. Still puts a lump in my throat every time I see it, mate. To be fair.
Yep.
Lee McFarlane saying he thought that
puppy.
usually a big puppy on the pitch.
A puppy.
Come on, the boys, let's do this.
Tottenham Hotspur playing in all yellow. And Newcastle, of course, in the regular black and white attire.
We got Ron's scoreline in the chat, have we? 2-1, Ron's saying.
Yeah. Those have been
It's all
put
done.
in.
Good. We got you, Ron. We got you, mate. Woo. Here we go, then.
All right.
Let's do
Here
this.
we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready for kickoff. Tottenham will kick off this first half. Again, playing in all yellow. Newcastle United versus Spurs at St. James's Park. And we are underway right now, ladies and gents. We will see Spurs very different, under Thomas Frank. We shall see. Already pressing from Newcastle United, Anthony Ilanga. Pressing all over the pitch. From coast to coast. And then Barron with the header just in time. I will sort the clock so you guys can sync directly with us and be able to sync with us immediately. It seems pressing already from the get-go. Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's like I say, they put the burners on a little bit on that on the press, but like I say, under Thomas Frank, like I say, Tottenham aren't the type of team now to panic on this press. And like I say, I don't want Voltemada to burn himself out early. I just want to take it easy. But we've got to get. That's what we've got to stop. Those long balls out straight to Richarlison's foot.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to do too much pressing to it because really, that stuff usually only lasts. I mean, for the first 20 minutes or so. You want to be able to keep up with the game and not burn yourself out too early.
There you
And
go.
there you go.
That's exactly what I expected there down the line. Look, you see, I think that'll be Thomas Frank's out all the time. I think it'll be trying to get hold of Johnson and Simmons down the fullbacks. Both fullbacks we know are the weakest point of our defence at the minute. So a lot of protection needed, but we shouldn't. And again, we're talking about players and Newcastle having to change the shape and everything else to accommodate these players. It's like everything else. If everybody plays their game and plays a natural game, we can't protect everybody. Yes, you can give them a bit of support, but if that means that you're taking a player out of the Newcastle squad to continue to play in a balanced formation, then you're never going to get that. You're never going to get that balanced. And as we saw with J7 the other day, he moved away from Dan Burn a lot of the time, and it was Paul Miley who was the one that got a little bit isolated. So again, it's communication. Who goes, who stays. Can't afford to do that to against a team like Tottenham, even though they've got 10 injuries.
All right, you got the clock in front of you. You can sync with us if you are watching it on YouTube. Sandro Tonali playing that ball right there with Ilanga on the right. Ilanga keeps going, and
well done,
well done there by Spence. And defensively, England international now, Spence.
Yeah. I
Ilanga.
mean, to be fair, looked very settled as well.
Yeah,
Spence,
that's true.
Yeah, he's not really looked as if he's in any trouble whatsoever.
And here we go with Jacob Ramsey. And that was Willock, actually. And you got Kraft trying to get for the ball. Newcastle United back with it. Tonali, nicely done. Sharp back to Tonali. And now you got Ramsey. Ramsey and Kraft to Ilanga, and that's going to be a throw in for the Magpies on a quickly throw right there. Quick throw. Want to keep it up. Newcastle United, keep up with the intensity. Malik Chiao is going to play with Dan Byrne. Byrne. And that's got to be a foul there.
That's got to be a foul by Perro. Yeah, exactly. It was
Barnes
very late there.
By the Spaniard, who gives him a little bit of a... leaves that leg right there.
Naughty.
But those are good, man. Put that was a free. So it's not going to be a free kick? Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to just throw it in there. Take advantage of those opportunities. Sandro Tonali in charge of the free kicks and set pieces now for the Toon, it seems like. We do got a few towers in there. Voltemada, Byrne, maybe Shar, Malik Chiao. Throw it in there and see what happens. Tonali with the free kick.
Come on.
Deep one there, Malik Chiao.
Go on, have a
Be
go.
careful. And now you got Ilanga. Ilanga.
Shoot!
To Willick. Oh, Willick with the shot blocked there by Palinia. Ilanga tries to get through, and now Spence gets rid of the danger by hoofing it out of there. But the Toon was pushing. Newcastle knocking on the door. Not like a Jehovah's Witness yet, but they're knocking on the door.
I think at the end of the day, it's a good start. And again, it's the set pieces again, throwing it into that 6-yard box where there's a lot of bodies. You saw in the previews, Spurs doing a lot of tactical set piece work, who's marking who type of thing. And you can see a lot of a crowded 6-yard box. So they'd been watching Newcastle's new set pieces quite tightly now, and you can see they're all deep in their own 6-yard box, which seems to be the new thing with Newcastle at the minute.
Yep. Here we go. Kingsley there hoofing it. He was pressured by Voltemada and Xavi Simmons. Man, thank goodness that he wasn't able to get that ball because he was on the run. Well done by Byrne on that tackle. He finally recovered. But here we go. Spurs now with the ball. Simmons, what the heck was that? A poor ball. No, that's a throw-in. That wasn't good. But let's take a look at the Tonali play once again. Chiao with it. Able to head it, but Newcastle just couldn't get a clear shot. Willick with the shot as well, but blocked. Yeah, I mean, that was
good
the shot right there.
Yeah, great intentions. And that's what I said. You can only, there's lots of bodies in front of you, and there's slight deflection off a heel or something like that. Wrong foot to Kinski in the back of the net, and that's a good start from Newcastle.
Here we go, Tonali back in the midfield. Sandro Tonali, what a nicely beautiful ball there to Joe Willick. Cannot get through it, though. Now Spence on the left-back position, pressured by Ilanga. Kinski has to hoof it out of the danger area for Spurs. Into the midfield once again, Richarlison with passing the ball. Spurs again, back on their half. Newcastle United pressing the ball. Of course, Johnson couldn't control it. Eddie Howe and Maddo going nuts on the sidelines. Malik Chiao playing on the left side of things, as you said. And Shar on the right. And I hope Mighty Win is waking up. And it doesn't matter, man. Proper center backs will play wherever they need to play. But anyways, here Fabian Scher. Tonali. Back to Malik Chiao.
Great ball.
Turn, well done there to Ramsey. Ramsey with the shot.
Oh.
And blocked just in time.
Great ball from Chow through the middle as well. That's what I said. That's superb vision.
Lovely ball, and Ramsey knows it. He's letting him know. What a wonderful ball there. Just one touch from Byrne.
Well done, Dan Byrne as well.
Yeah, simple touch by Byrne, and then Ramsey just blocked, wasn't able to shoot.
No, great defending by Tottenham, to be fair, because like I say, he went to shoot, dummied, took another touch, and he put one defender on his backside. But again, there was enough bodies around to protect the goalie. And again, Tottenham's bodies have saved Kinski from getting a shot.
Oh, be careful now, Richarlison on the run. Richarlison, 101, well done by Malik Chiao.
Look at that.
who gets the crowd up.
Yeah, absolutely.
On
Get
their
off your
feet.
seats.
I mean, look at that run, though. Richarlison by himself and Chow like a puma running
Coming across.
just in time, man. What a wonderful cross. And, of course, he gets the crowd up on their feet.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, he certainly took Newcastle to heart, hasn't he? It's been fabulous.
Oh, yeah. And this is St. James's Park. You will celebrate a tackle as if it's a goal. A long throw in there. Be careful, Ilanga. Wanting to get... They're complaining that it was the Ilanga touched it, but no doubt about it, it is going to be a goal kick for the Toon. 9 minutes in, man. What do you make of it?
I think it's been a great start to Newcastle. Like I said, it's about trying to see balance, and you've seen again what Chow brings you: progressive balls forward. And as daft it looks, with both Shaw, who likes to do them diagonal balls as well, he has got a couple of them in his locker. Needs to be a bit more percentage, but with Malik Chow in there, looking to drive that ball forward at every opportunity. You've seen the opening that he brings you, and again, well done, Dan Burn. Gets a lot of criticism for being a left back. But again, stood his ground. Lovely little inside pass to Ramsey to get onto. And again, you can see there's openings. If Newcastle are willing to go for those little gaps in between Danso and Polina, there is opportunities there for Newcastle to exploit.
Here we go. Jacob Ramsey was fouled there quickly, but Newcastle plays again quickly. Malik Chow now on the... Well, yeah, he's still on the left, but he's just Shar is going almost right backish to a certain extent. It kind of looks like a three center backs at the back with Byrne, Chow, and Shar. Interesting. Interesting because it looks like Kraft is very much as a right wing back at this moment. Voltemara very low, though very deep in the midfield almost. It's unbelievable seeing Voltemara that low. But here we go. Byrne looking there to Ramsey. This is going to be Malik Chow. Number 5, Fabian Schär. And now Ilanga with the ball.
Look how deep we've pushed.
Willock. Yeah. Back to Ilanga. Voltemara, be careful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Go on.
And ball! Oh, Lord have mercy. And he was so close. What a play by Voltemara once again. I mean, out of nowhere, Voltemara with the link-up play is unbelievable. Look at that. Gets out of that.
Look, a Cruyff turn there, really tight. 2 touches, one to get the ball under control, the other one just behind him. Plays in Harvey Barnes, who gives the keepers the eyes to go across the keeper and then tries to put it to the near post, but unfortunately misses the target by a whisker. Great play there by Newcastle. Keep it going, mate.
Wonderful play there by Nick Voltemara, and of course Barnes was also pretty accurate.
Oh, well done.
There we go. Well done, Willock, trying to get through Voltemara, going for it, and also
stay on your feet,
Kraft
Crafty.
trying to get to it. Ramsey.
They're all over the place at the minute.
Yeah, they're all over the place right now.
There doesn't seem to be a shape at this present moment in time. It's
careful
everybody's attacking, everybody's defending.
Yeah.
It's great to watch. Really exciting game of football.
No doubt about it. You got to be careful with those Poro balls, though. He's kind of like the old Trippier. He can be very accurate.
He can. But it's like I said, it's about percentages, and he'll continue, even though that was a poor ball. I often say, with Shaw, sometimes I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him stop playing those long balls because of the percentages. Because what Porro does, that's a great ball from.
Nice ball there.
From
now
Shaw
Burn
there.
Left. Burn. What is he going to do though? Dan Burn with
Great
a
cross.
nice cross there. Well done. He whipped that one. And Malik Chow is going to get the ball back. Newcastle United not letting go. They got Spurs pinned up.
They are certainly deep.
moment.
But just going back onto that, it's like I said, what Porro does is go really at the defence, where with Shaw sometimes it's more across field, so there's less danger. But he just played a fabulous ball out Dan Burn there, who's
Yeah.
put a smashing cross in towards the penalty spot. And that's what I said, as much as we criticise Dan Burn, he gives us an out. He still tries.
He's doing well right now. He's doing very well right now as a left back. So that's interesting. And Kinski with the long hoof, and Newcastle back with the ball. Richarlison not happy. Body language.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Richarlison, he's a red card waiting to happen when he gets his mindset the wrong side of the fence.
That's true. And now
he keeps getting balls like that, mate. It's only going to be a matter of time before that lad gets frustrated and throws something silly.
Here we go. Kraft on the right side of the pitch now, playing with Joe Willock. Joe Willock changing diagonal ball all the way to Barnes, but cannot control it. Harvey. Now the ball is going back to Danso. Spins. Kinski with the hoof. Richarlison now with the ball. Be careful. Xavi Simons. Simmons with the ball. Running.
Left hand side.
Be careful. Oh, what a horrible cross by Johnson.
The secret magpie.
Yeah, he wants to play for the Toon, looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Johnson.
I mean, it was the run. It was the run by Sarr for me that on the left hand side. If Xavi Simons had have lifted his head up there and seen Papa Sarr coming in on the left hand side, it was a clear shot at goal. And that's what I said. It frustrates the life out of you because you've just got a player who's ran 70 yards to support you, wide open space, and he chooses the wrong option.
Yeah. And Newcastle United, but again, wonderful. If he gets through, Ramsey gets through, that's going to be a foul, according to the referee on Palinha.
Can't fault the intent now. Can't fault the intent. I mean, he wanted that ball more than Palinha did in that situation. And that's all you ask for.
If you watch Newcastle United play week by week, you know that it's not about... Newcastle always starts great.
Yeah.
Always play great in the beginning. But it's about finishing and creating and finishing the chances. And that's going to be the main thing. It has been really the main hurdle for Newcastle this whole season. Because I can honestly tell you, we were better than Barcelona in the beginning. We were better than Arsenal in the beginning. We were better than Tottenham in the beginning. And so we got to be able to capitalize. Nice ball there now to Tonali from Milanga. Sandro Tonali. Tonali, he's going to have to shoot.
Well done, son.
And that's going to be a corner for the Toon, Joao Palinha, just in time.
So first 15 minutes, right? This goes to show exactly what you've just been saying. How Newcastle starts, and it's virtually every game. 20 complete passes in the final third. That's Newcastle. How many do you think Tottenham have had? One.
There you go.
That's the domination in that final third. But it's turning that domination of possession and passing into goals, and I think that is where we struggle.
A corner into the box from Tonali. And Kraft is going to battle that one, and the referee's going to blow the whistle. Well, he said throw in, so that's good. Then Barron playing quickly to Malik Chiao. And now Fabian Schär, who started I think the last time he started a game must have been when he got the concussion, possibly. Kraft with the cross in there to Walter Mata, couldn't get to him. Kraft again with the ball. A little dink there to Willock. Not good enough, though. Richarlison trying to create a counter for Spurs. And Fabian Schär there to put the fire out. Ramsdale with a long pass to Harvey Barnes, who hasn't been very active in this first half. One of the players that hasn't really been lighting it up. Simmons and Chiao. And that's going to be a foul by Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, there's a great point from Boki in the chat there. This is a problem with stats. That was a great ball by Byrne, but if you brought it up on the pass slides, it would only show he lost it. This is why your eyes are the best to say how we are playing. And you're absolutely spot on. But just to counter the argument, if you like, a lot of the balls played into the box by anybody are always red. Because of numbers. You're always outnumbered by defensive players, so the opportunities, and again, you talk about percentages. If you keep hitting the right areas, and like I said, Dan Burns done his job. You know, he's beaten the player. He's got a great ball into the box. That's his job done. You can't, you know, I would never, ever knock anybody, and I'm not just saying Dan Burn here, in the final third of any field, if they've done their job and whipped the ball into the box. The rest of the work is somebody else's job.
Well done there by Harvey Barnes and Walter Mata as well. Not a good cross, though, by Barnes. Burn, again, with the ball on the left side of the pitch for Newcastle United, back into the midfield with Malik Chiao. That just tells you very deep right now at Tottenham.
Yeah, they're literally defending their 18-yard box.
Poor pass by Ilanga there.
Yeah, it was just in between the two, wasn't it? He wanted Willock to come a little bit off his player rather than go square, because that could have been intercepted. So he's anticipating Willock coming deep. He didn't want to, which is Willock. Willock just gets, you really get frustrated with Willock because he wants the ball always to feet. There is no lateral movement with Willock. You can't do that in a game that's tight, especially when they're in your final third. You have to move away into space to guarantee that ball there. Don't blame Ilanga for that one.
And the long kick from Kinski. Throwing now for Tottenham. 20 minutes underway, ladies and gentlemen, at St. James's Park. 0-0 between Newcastle United and Tottenham. Newcastle's certainly been the better-looking team out of the two. Spurs very lackadaisical, holding back and sitting deep. Maybe waiting.
If I'm honest with you, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you, the changes have made us better. That's how it feels. That's how I'm looking at this game now.
Yeah. I mean, you can certainly have an argument for that.
We're all attacking. It's like, you know, everybody's hungry for that ball. Look, he's our defensive midfielder, and he's the one pressing the keeper. That's how hungry these boys are to get this game done.
Be careful there, Burn, giving the ball away to Johnson. Johnson on the run now against Burn. Johnson able to get across, and well done there by Fabian Scher, who's gets that ball out of the dangerous area. Well, I mean, I like what I've seen from Ramsey. I really like what I've seen from him. Obviously, Tonali, we know what he can do. Walter Mata doesn't seem like he's been playing every game this season, almost. And a little bit, you know, knackered with Harvey Barnes. He hasn't been seen looking like really active.
I agree. But again, it's like I said, Newcastle have always been very heavily left dominated, and it seems tonight we seem to be concentrating on the right-hand side, getting Ilanga more involved, more of the pace rather than the delicates. And I think, like I said, with Anthony Gordon on the left, it's all pace, so we concentrate on the left. Again, Eddie Howe's tactics, pushing the ball to the right-hand side, working on that pace, and then hopefully, as we've seen, Harvey Barnes does very much like a Johnson does for Tottenham, sneaks in at that back door, and hopefully, next time, puts the ball away.
Yeah, but you know, Barnes is a player of moments, so it's always valuable to have somebody like that in the team, because you might just get creative and score one goal. So you know, it's just
that's right.
It just depends on how long you wait for him to take him out, which obviously it's only 22 minutes right now, but certainly Gordon is smelling the coffee at halftime, I would assume. A long ball there to Kraft, who puts it down. Ilanga, nicely done there by Ilanga. Now Joe Willock. Joe Willock to Tonali. Tonali back to Ilanga. Ilanga, the Swedish players get through there. Ilanga with a wonderful cross. And Papi Sarr is going to give it up for a corner. Well, not Papi Sarr, but that's Danso.
Yeah, Danzo was not sure of what Kinski wanted him to do there, so he didn't gamble. He just literally got rid of it, and another corner for Newcastle.
Danzo ready for a dance-off. Now everybody's got to grab their man. Spins some funnying around with his boot.
RSRS, I totally agree with you. Crafty has looked very impressive going forward, Want to see, obviously, what he can do in defence. But if I can only see him going forward, I'll be more than happy for 90 minutes.
I mean, he literally, you know how you pull on the strings from the people are not liking it whatsoever. Throw into the box, Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär.
Get in!
With the header.
Absolutely fabulous. And again, he's putting the ball in that danger zone. Get in!
What a header by Fabian Schär. And a wonderful corner from Sandro Tonali. And talk about set pieces. Spence wasting time. And Spence wasn't able to be in there, by the way.
That's up to Spence, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I said. That's up to Spence, isn't it? You know?
And look at that. You can tell more Newcastle United players, it seems like, at least in Fabian Schär, I mean, to be fair, he wasn't guarded, but he didn't have a lot of room to get that header off, and he was hunting. He was looking at it. Dunza was
beautiful.
Looking to get a hold of that one as well. And Newcastle United, ladies and gentlemen, 1-0 already. 24 minutes. And the tune is already, I mean, verily, I mean, we deserve it.
I'm kissing the cup as we speak. I'm kissing
there
it.
You go.
I'm kissing
Kiss the cup. Kiss the cup. And, I mean, deserved, by the way.
What's happening here?
Newcastle certainly playing better.
Referee's put somebody in the book here. Oh, Richarlison. Here we go.
And I guess he may have something to say about we should have waited until Spence was ready or something like that. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's not the referee's. It's not the referee's job to make sure everybody's set defensively.
No, if a player goes down to tie his boots, you know that's up to a player. Referee hasn't got to wait for a player to get back into position. That's like saying, you know, when you go off for the 30 seconds when you've had an injury.
And be careful right now. Spence trying to make up for what he did. Bergvall with the ball. Papi Sarr now. Xavi Simons, who runs like, what's his name? The play for Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Well, not Arsenal. Oh, yeah, Arsenal. The one that runs funny. And,
who's Xavi Simons?
Yeah, no. Xavi Simons runs like this guy. I'm thinking of what's his name now. He used to play for England, man. He's still playing. He plays for Arsenal now, or is he back at Chelsea? Big salary. Oh my God! Come on now.
Palace is beating Liverpool.
Well, Liverpool
they've got a jinx over Liverpool, haven't they?
Liverpool, extremely weak lineup. By the way, I was going to bring it up. Extremely weak lineup. And yeah, Sterling. He runs like Sterling. That's the one.
Sterling.
I forgot about him. Just watch him run. It's just very simple.
I haven't took much notice, to be fair.
But here we go. Elanga, well done there, getting the ball out of the danger zone, but right back to Tottenham. And Porro is going to play back with Kinski. Now this is going to be an uphill battle for Tottenham playing at St. James's Park. But then again, it's just one goal. Chiao there battling. And the ball is going to Ramsdale. Ramsdale looking for an assist. A Pope-like with his feet, though, now. And Willock with the ball. Joe Willock able to get through. Willock goes on. Willock with the cross. And Harvey Barnes was waiting for that one.
Close.
Burn back to Barnes. And Barnes looking for something. Oh, and Burn. Not good enough. He got carried away from that first one. He thought he could do it. Yeah. He thought he was Roberto Carlos for a second.
He got the sandwich out. He was like, oh, how do I get out of this trouble? Two floated one up for Kinski to take out the air.
I mean, but the way, it's almost, I don't know if we're going to continue to play like this in this particular game. Richarlison goes down. I guess a foul by Schär. But, there's just no way that Tottenham can equalize playing like this. They're just sitting back, and I don't see it.
It's like I said, it's about controlling the game and not stopping. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to continue this pace for 45 minutes. So there's going to be times where Tottenham have a little bit of ball. I mean, they're doing it now, and it's the first real time that they've been in the Newcastle half of any stature with the ball at the feet. You know, it's like I said, Newcastle have to be patient now. You know, it's up to Tottenham to come and really get at Newcastle. So if Newcastle can just be, you know, creative enough and win these second balls, then, you know, it's going to be a matter of time. Well done, Ramsdale. Sweeper
Ramsdale
keeper.
all the way out. Interesting.
It's an interesting one, Jim Bob Jones, because sorry, it wasn't. It was CRM. Wolves can help when they get relegated. According to their fans, what I was listening to last night, they're the first team to be relegated in October, according to the fans. Amazing, some of the fans. But they are very, very poor outfit at the minute.
Interesting, though. I mean, this team is third in the Premier League, which again, I think that we can do. We got a squad to do just as good as Tottenham right now. Be third, fourth, whatever. We just haven't been able to click as far as winning games, scoring goals. So once we do, I don't think we have anything to envy anybody in the Premier League. So now let's going to go back to Ramsdale. Ciao. Like Ramsey.
I think the problem is with the Premier League, where when you look at it as a whole, you have got again, you know, I think there's teams that certainly won't finish where they are at the moment, and I'll count Crystal Palace 2-0 up against Liverpool now. I certainly don't look at this like setup as you know, we are 12th at the minute, but we haven't played like a team 12th. We just, like I said, for whatever reason, we just couldn't find the net in certain games to give us, you know, that control of the game. Even though on performance, we have definitely controlled a lot more of the games that we haven't. Oh, I mean, again, you know, this is what I was saying. You know, look at him; he's having a right ding dong with Richarlison with the keeper, having a. So
I don't know what we could blame other than the referee. As soon as Spence tied his boot, the referee blew the whistle. I mean, it's up to him whether he runs, sprint back, or I guess next time tie your shoes where you're supposed to be, so you can just get up and defend. That has nothing to do with Newcastle United though, in the game. So
look at. Again, you talk about Harvey Barnes, and you know this could quite easily be one of those games where Harvey Barnes just can't get involved in the game, and it's about discipline. Then it's okay if I can't get involved in an attacking motion, then I need to be there to support the boys who are in attacking motion, you know, who are involved in the game. So don't isolate yourself out on this left-hand side. Get yourself a little bit narrower. It's a good ball by Spurs out to Bergwall.
Give me just 1 second.
But again, just a poor cross in the end. And like I say, it's retrieved by Newcastle. Again, Willock coming deep, picking the ball up. We've got Alanga on the outside. Great ball out to Alanga now, running down the line. Alanga gets pushed over there by Danzo, and it's going to be another free kick to Newcastle.
There we go. We got the free kick right now. It seems like Tonali back on it. We will have a better and updated score time here. Kinski coming out there. Paulinho with the yellow card. Well, that's certainly a good. Be careful here with Bergvall on the run, on the counter. And Kraft, is he going to get there? He does. And well done there by Kraft. But that's a poor pass right there to Harvey Barnes, who seems frustrated now with certain passes. Spence. Back to Simmons.
I've got nothing on my screen, Chris, so I don't know.
Wait a minute.
That's all right.
Let me see right here.
Which obviously you've jumped in
Yeah.
front of me where you were before. That's all right. We'll get back to it.
There we go.
Superb.
Yeah, that was that run. That wasn't a good pass there by Kraft, but I guess he has been a little rusty as well. He hasn't been playing in a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ball to Spence. Spence gets through Willock there. The pass to Simmons. Simmons, Betancourt looking for Bergvall. Johnson and Paul. Richarlison just close.
But no cigar.
That's certainly the best play that Tottenham has produced as far as this game is concerned. He gets through Burn there, a bit of a nutmeg, and he was just inches away.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. I think what you're always going to get from Spuds is that that cross the box. It's a shot cross, if you like, but that was like more of a cross to try and pick out Richarlison, and it was a good attempt, and Richarlison did his best to get to, but like I say, you're going to get a lot of that with Spurs.
Here we go, Dunza being pressured there by Ilanga. Spence. Now Spurs give the ball back to Newcastle. Tonali. Kraft. Back to Tonali, back to Kraft. And they're playing around on the right side of the pitch for the Toon. Shar. Oh, giving the ball away there. Not good enough.
This is what you've got to be careful of. So,
Popisar now. Spence getting through to Simmons. And Simmons might be well done there by Willock.
Well done, Willock.
Willock is doing decent.
That'll do. I mean, like I say, it was an overload at one point, so Willock's got rid of that overload. So let's reset and start again.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons now has come off from the wing and he's playing. He's trying to overload that midfield now. So it literally is just Spence that's channeling that left-hand side. So what we need now is, like I say, do you counter what they're doing and move a player to support what Xavi Simmons, the overload's doing? Or do you gamble? And I think this is where, Eddie has to gamble a little bit at times and keep Elanga out on that wing, higher than normal, simply to try and get behind Danso, because it's, like I say, you're the last man standing with against Elanga's pace. Have they got it? Let's see.
Our curls there by Pence. Tonali's going down. And Bergvall, be careful there. And Tonali's still on the ground. The referee continues to play on. And now he's blown the whistle. And Newcastle losing a bit of the intensity that they have. But you can say that's normal, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're never going to dominate for 45 minutes, and that's what I said. What we've got to do is we've got to control and be more disciplined when when we're in defensive mode, and just keep that shape. Go with the runners, keep it tight, and then when you get the ball, then you break.
Barnes gets through one. Barnes gets through two. Yeah, a little bit too long though.
Yeah, too easy. And to be fair, he didn't have an out there because everybody was gone central to right-hand side. So he was very isolated on that left-hand side. Trying to get through 3 or 4 yellow shirts, virtually impossible.
Kinski.
But we've got to get that long ball out from Kinski seems to be picking out Richarlison all the time. That's what we've got to stop. They're bypassing the midfield.
Oh, well done there by Byrne. Deflecting that cross. Done so. Not a difficult ball there for Ramsdale. And but you can certainly say that Tottenham are starting to get comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a pass back. You know, it's like I said, they are starting to knock at the door at times, and that's why I said you've got to be patient and disciplined. They are going to chase the game. They're not just going to give it you easy. So what we've got to do is try and do a sucker punch, if you like, draw them on, utilise that pace in and behind. You know, you can, like they've done, they've moved Xavi Simons into the more central position alongside Richarlison to try and overload certain spaces. So they've gone to a 4-4-2 now. So there's going to be space somewhere else for us to exploit. And that's what I said, you know, be a little bit more disciplined at the back and keep 3 against the 2 if you need to. And then utilise the extra man somewhere up the field. Great ball to Barnes.
Wonderful there. And the ball by Ramsey wasn't too accurate. Paulinho, well done with the tackle. Throwing for Newcastle United now. Then Burn is going to probably do a long throw in. He's going to trying to get the most out of it. Walter waiting for it. Everybody, Malik Chiao in there as well. The long throwing from Dan Burn to Chiao.
Go on.
Barnes, Ilanga. Ilanga to Tonali. Tonali with the subtle cross there.
Good.
Oh, and what that was a block, I think. Harvey Barnes with the shot out of nowhere. Is that not a block? Because I saw a deflection. Or did he hit the post?
No, it's at the bar. It's at the bar.
Okay.
He's actually put it over the bar. I mean,
to be honest,
he's got an open goal to a degree. Oh, yeah. It's just looking at whether there was an offside there. There was no offside.
Chiao there. Ooh.
Oh, the ball's behind him, and he's trying to hook it back. Yeah, he's got all of the goal to aim for.
Lord have mercy.
Did so well to try and get that on target, but just couldn't get over the top of it. So unlucky. It was a harder chance.
One heck of a goal there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what I said. You know, you've got to take it from both sides. You know, and these are the half chances that people will say you've missed a real sitter there. That's not a sitter. That's a really difficult ball to actually try and get on target because of, one, the height of it, and 2, where the ball is behind you. So you not only got to try and hook the ball back from a waist-height position with control and everything else at that pace, it would have been a good goal if he'd have scored it.
Yeah, that wasn't. I agree with James Cover. That wasn't an easy chance, to be fair. The ball behind him, wanting to score that. If he scored that one, that would have been a beautiful goal. But almost.
I mean, the mighty win would have had his shirt above his head at that point.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I don't know. It's Harvey Barnes, man. So I don't know if Byrne would have done that. Malik Chiao, they're going down. What is the referee going to do? Throw in there. Thomas Frank losing his mind a little bit. Seems frantic.
Yeah, he certainly does. I've been really impressed with Elanga, to be fair. I think Elanga's done really well. He's been using that pace. And Willock, he's not given him a minute up in that high line. He's playing more of a 10, if I'm honest with you. Willock, he's doing really well.
Burn. Back to Chow.
Great ball again.
Well done there now. To Voltamara. Ramsey looking to Ilanga. Ilanga looking for Voltamara. Ramsey back with Kraft.
Lovely.
Wonderful pass there. Now Ilanga. Voltamara looking for the option. Voltamara is not losing the ball. Now he loses it. No foul there. Newcastle back with the ball, and they're going to call a foul there. Fabian Schär. That's
Richarlison. Yeah, Richarlison's going to blow it. Honestly, he's going to blow. I'll be surprised if he comes out in the second half. You've only got to touch Richarlison at the back, and he's going to get out.
Spence on the run. Tonali catches up to him nicely and easily and then he's going to go down violently. I don't think Tonali's not too happy with that one, and the crowd thinks he's faking it. Sandro Tonali. The ball's going to go back to Ramsdale, who not a clean hoof, not a clean kick, by the way, but he manages to get it out of there.
Yeah, I think he'd half seen the run of Willock there on that right-hand touchline. It was like the Harvey Barnes scenario. You know, if Popey can do it, so can I. Didn't quite
Be
come
careful
off.
there. A low cross. Very dangerous. Berval with a shot blocked by Kraft. Tonali. Now Ilanga. Anthony Ilanga with Emil Kraft, who gets rid of it. Right to Spence. Tottenham back with the ball in midfield. Papi Sarr. He's going to look for Simmons. Back to Sarr. And now Pobro. Johnson gets a cross out of that one. Be careful with that cross. Tonali gets rid of it. The ball's going back to Tottenham. And now Newcastle sitting back for these last couple of minutes or so. Johnson.
I don't know about you guys, but this first half has fled. That's how entertaining it's been. You can always tell when a game's good when it goes so quick, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's been such an enjoyable first half. I have one sugar in mine, guys, those that are putting the kettle on. Thank you very much.
Ramsdale. 2 minutes at a time on this first half. Baltamara trying to hold on to the ball. Oh, and that's going to be a foul there. Malik Diao in a yellow card, presumably. Baltamara's going to have a word, maybe.
There's no need. It's a yellow card all day.
Yeah. Betancourt with a nice pass there. Simmons gets through. Yeah, that was a late tackle, to say the least. He thought he was going to be able to get in there and get the ball, but
He took one for the team, to be fair, because that was quite it was a decent opportunity for Tottenham there to overload. They'd got players. Shaw hadn't really got an idea of whether to come and go. So for me, that is where you get a yellow card. You know, where we've seen yellow cards for holding back in the offensive edge of the box, if you like, on the edge of the opposition penalty area. That is a dangerous area to get a yellow card. But like, for me, that is a perfect one.
Richarlison with the header and right to Ramsdale's hand. That was an opportunity there. He didn't even. I don't know if he was expecting it. Richarlison, he was. I mean, he just wasn't good at it.
No, he was just giving a nudge of Dan Burn again. Very clever, because obviously the referee didn't see that.
Yeah. Tonali. Ilanga pass not good. A foul there by Tonali.
Get on with it, boys. Get on with it.
Playing quickly. Berval now with the ball. Simmons on the run. Simmons with the shot. Blocked by Chiao. Bergval back to Simmons. Simmons with the shot. And Ramsdale might have got a touch on that one. The referee is saying goal kick, though. Let's take a look.
I thought he did.
That didn't look like it. Maybe not. It's one of those where we will never know because the referee has blown the whistle. It is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Newcastle United 1 and Tottenham 0.
Yeah, it's been an interesting.
And the cameras are on. You see, the cameras are on Spence because he was tying his shoe, wasting time, and he wasn't able to be in the fence when that ball came in. Of course, the criticism might go towards him, but I mean, I would be kind of upset if I was a manager, to be honest. Because what are you on about, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Remember that game where I can't remember who it was against now. Fabian Shaw had got the head injury, if you remember, and they'd given a foul to the opposition, and Fabian Shaw was still on the floor holding his head, and they continued and they went on and scored, and the referee allowed play to go on even though there was a head injury. You know, sometimes you have to take the rough with the smooth, and like I said, you know, you always expect when there's a head injury the official to stop the game. He didn't. He carried on. And there's no injury. It's just a player deciding to tie his boots in the corner. And like I say, there's nothing in the rule book that says you have to wait for the player to get back into position to start the game again.
Because for all you know, that's not. I mean, how do you know where people are going to stand? You know, tactically they can stand anywhere, as far as that's concerned. So I think the referee did the right thing. And,
that was against West Ham. Yeah, thank you, matey.
That was Brent there. Brent, by the way, is a good host, but you know he's been a little shy as of late. By the way, congrats on your daughter. I think it's daughter, right? Newborn.
Oh, congrats, mate.
Congrats. I think that was a couple months ago. But we're waiting on Brent to get back, man. You know, he can't stand wind though. That's the problem.
It's that heavy nights with them babbies, mate. That's what it is.
Oh, I know those very well. Man. I know those very well.
A couple of important stats, if you like, in the first half. Interesting one. These are Sky Sports stats. Thanks, Connor. He just quickly sent me these through rather than us chasing. According to Sky Sports, Spurs have had more possession, 52 to 48. I find that hard to believe, if I'm honest with you. Total shots, 6 each. Total on target, 2 apiece. Total off target, 2 for Newcastle, 1 for Spurs. Blocked shots, 2 for Newcastle, 3 for Spurs. And again, passing accuracy, 86% for Newcastle, 83, just under 84% for Spurs. 1 clear-cut chance for Newcastle, 2 corners, and 1 offside given to Spurs. And when you look at tackle percentages, 71% of tackles have gone towards Newcastle, 57 towards Spurs. Aerial duels, we're winning again, 53% to their 50. 2 saves to our keeper though, because obviously the one shot was straight at him. To be fair, to one of Spurs. Sorry. Fouls committed. We've committed 7. They've only committed 4. Fouls won. Obviously 7-4 to Spurs on that one. They've won more fouls. I think that just shows the commitment. But they have got 2 yellow cards now. According to this, we've got a yellow card, and obviously that was right at the end, wasn't it, Malik Chow? Yeah, got that one. Thank you very much. So there's some stats. Like I say, interesting to see that the possession has swung towards Spurs. That was towards the end of the game when we were obviously just having that breather, and that's always the point with Newcastle. Start off really well, and then just ease off towards the end.
Well, that is my concern. By the way, Lewis Miley warming up by himself at halftime before other substitutes. According to Chris Wolf, we're getting some rather quick information here. So stay tuned for more. It says Bruno and Joe Linton soon join him. Could Miley come on at the break? That's interesting. Quite honestly, I mean, as I said earlier, with a lot of substitutions, I thought you got to pay attention and see what's wrong, and then if something needs to be fixed at halftime, do it. I'm not 100% sure that I see anything wrong really with how the team is performing. And changes, Miley coming in for who? For Willock. Willock, actually, to be fair, in my opinion, has had one of his better performances that I've seen in a while. And you know, he makes the odd pass here and there that makes no sense. But at the end of the day, I don't see any issues. So I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, what you've got to ask yourself is, who is the one player that Miley could come for? You know, Ramsey's not had an electrifying first half, if I'm honest.
I'm actually liking what he's doing.
Yeah, what he's done, he's actually sat a little bit deeper, and he's allowed Willock to go and play in that higher 8-10 slot and get closer to Voltemada. And to be fair, what we've got is 2 teams playing very similar formations, and at this present moment in time, we have had the upper hand in the final third. I mean, the quality that Tottenham have shown in that final third has been pretty poor.
Look at this boy right there. Spence tying his shoes, trotting back. And listen, I don't know if that would have been. See, Richarlison's trying to tell him to stop. Wait until Spence gets back. The referee doesn't care, blows the whistle, go on, and Fabian Schär scores. He wasn't alone, and we don't know that was Spence's man. So, I mean, you know, either way, it doesn't matter. But I don't know if you can attribute that to Spence not being on there. But I guess one man that wasn't there. But
Yeah, but can I just say on that point, right? If you look at it again, there's 3 players all out where Spence is. So you've got Spence on the floor. We've got 2 players, don't get me wrong, and that was the tactic. So Elanga stays out with Tonali. Then you've got the 2 Spurs players that were obviously set to go and close down that space if they go short. But then you've got Spence there. So who's tying his boots? So surely, as the captain of Spurs, you'd say, listen, boys, Spence is already there. One of you 2 drop back in. And they don't. And again, it's tactics that failed because all they wanted to do, as you quite rightly said, was slow it down, unhinge us a little bit, stop that press. And they have fallen on their own sword for doing that. There was 3 players out on that corner when they only needed to be 2.
Yeah, but in this opportunity right here, wonderful play by Voltemata and Barnes. Barnes already had 2 opportunities where he could have capitalized, but I can't necessarily blame that he did a bad job on it, really. I mean, this one, oh, man, that ball was just
unlucky.
I mean, really, really unlucky. And Newcastle United, and that's the thing. We have opportunities. We have chances. This thing here says that we have 1 big chance. That makes no sense. But we've had opportunities. Again, we have seen this before where we, in the second half, tend to make things worse and not perform. I hope that's not the case and that we're able to capitalize and, of course, score more goals. We certainly need it. 1-0 is not enough. 1-0 is not enough.
No, and I think for me, the beauty of having these few changes, if you like, in the side is they can't drop off, because this is what they're thinking in the back of their minds. If I don't go out there and perform to a level that the gaffer sees, then I'm going to be hooked. And that obviously then, I want to be challenging for the weekend against West Ham. So for me, it's a case of they have got more to play for in the second half. And I think that favours Newcastle in the second half. If it wasn't, if it was still 0-0 and there was a couple of players that weren't really playing, then you could say, you know what, we really need to get in there now and make those changes. But I think at the end of the day, if he was to make changes at half time, unless there's an injury, I think that will have a detrimental effect on Newcastle at the minute. Because I think Newcastle, the lads that finished that half, have got to grips with Tottenham. Yes, Tottenham did come into it towards the end, but nothing to the point of, there was no real serious chances created. You could say the Richarlison one, where he's been a bit clever in the back of Dan Burn, and he got the header off. But again, it wasn't a hard chance or a save to make. Again, the Xavi shot that went over the bar. It's not something that you think, oh, that was close. I'm glad we've got Ramsdale in goal or something like that. Like I said, there have been half chances for Tottenham, and I think that has been fundamentally the way Newcastle have been playing the first half. You put these players on paper, it's a very, very close match when it comes to player v player. But again, I think now we've got momentum. We've got momentum on our side. We've also got the advantage of the goal. I think Spurs have got the ones that have to gamble. I think you can see potentially Frank making a couple of changes because there's a couple of strong players on that bench to try and spark it up a little bit because they haven't had a lot going for them in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to expect them to come out. I mean, it is a must-win game, so you got to expect them to come out guns blazing. How are we going to react to that is my main concern. And I mean, we saw the same thing against Fulham, though. That's why I don't want to be negative, but I mean, we can't have the same attitude or complacency that we did against Fulham. We were 1-0. They equalized. I don't know that we can give Tottenham that many chances or opportunities to score like we did Fulham, and get away with it. So I mean, again, the rule book will say that we play much better than Tottenham, but at the end of the day, it's about putting those chances in. If you don't do that, you're in bad shape. So
yeah, the Chronicle have just done a little bit of a halftime player ratings, if you like, and it always makes me laugh when I read these out. Aaron Ramsdale 7, Emil Kraft 7, Fabian Shaw 8, Malik Chow 8, Dan Burn 7, Joe Willock 6. Looks like he's lacking match practice. Is the headline underneath it? Sandro Tonali 9. Everything he has done, he is close to immaculate. Another assist in the locker too. Jacob Ramsey, 6. Yet to arrive in this game. Anthony Elanga, 6. He has had, he's not had many bright moments. Harvey Barnes, 7. Caused some danger and clipped the bar. Voltemada, 7. A decent show, and caused a few issues. I think they've been a bit harsh on the midfield there, the midfield too, and Elanga. If I'm honest with you, I don't think they've had that bad a game. I think, like I say, they haven't been involved in a lot of the game because, like I say, it's been out wide. Nothing has really come through the middle, and what it has done, or what has come through the middle from Newcastle, it's bypassed the midfield a lot of the time. You know, you look at the Fabian Shaw passes, you look at Malik Chow's pass, bypass completely the midfield and get it straight to the front man. And I think, you know, that's what Newcastle need to start doing. I think sometimes we overplay in certain areas because we have got a strong midfield, but it doesn't mean that you have to utilise your strengths all the time to win a game. And I think for me, what you've seen today with getting that ball forward and really getting into the final third quicker than we have done recently shows what you can do when you play at that pace. So, you know, I do feel that's probably harsh on a couple of the players, and they've still got quite a bit to prove. So let's see what they can do in the second half.
some comments here. Elanga has been better than Barnes, says Connor. Brent says Barnes has been a 5. Oh, as far as scoring is concerned. Not placing shots on target, right in front of goal. Boki says to Marco, I know, but we have to support him while he's on the pitch for the Toon, whoever that may be. Let me see here, more comments. Well, trying to look from some relevant match comments. We're virtually playing with no strikers, says Marco. Wow. I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, you know, Voltemada's not your typical striker, but I'll tell you, he's been very, very good in creating plays, and I mean, you know, very, very exquisite watching him play. I mean, so I wouldn't. I'm happy with that. What is the other results going on? 2-0 Crystal Palace to Liverpool right now. Liverpool losing 2-0. Very shocking. 1-0 up is Arsenal against Brighton. City and Swansea 1-1. Wolves, Chelsea 3-1 to Chelsea. And, of course, Newcastle United versus Tottenham 1-0 right now so far at halftime. It made me very shocking what's going on at Liverpool. Very shocking what's going on there. Losing game after game after game after game. And grass ain't always greener on the other side, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, again, in my thought process is Newcastle United, players and squad, where we should be, is certainly not where we are in the Premier League. And I think that we have a squad. We don't envy anybody in the Premier League. I mean, certainly some have better, you know, I mean, more noticeable names and stuff like that. But as far as team play and overall players, I'm good with what we got at the moment. We should be better than we are in the Premier League, to say the least. So
yeah, that's what I said. You know, at the minute, I think everything looks a little bit different because of where we are in the Premier League. Because we haven't nailed those games that we should have won down, and I think that was, you know, losing 6 points as we did, 3 of Villa and who was the other one that we played really well and didn't get anything? Liverpool. I would say it's 3-4 points. But again, you know, the switch off at Leeds was really poor. And you know, even though I thought we played half decent at Bournemouth. Again, you know, you couldn't get that goal, and I think that is where we need to be better. Anyway, we're off, and it's Shaw goes diagonal, looking high up the field again, but to nobody in particular, and goes straight to Tottenham down the line. looking to get straight onto the attack with Xavi, but again, it's easily picked off from Chow, giving it into Tonali. Now it's gone back over to Shaw, who gives it to Kraft, who again is closed down by Bergvall. The ball is given to Papiassar now down this left-hand side. Bergvall now hugging this touchline inside to Sarr, giving it now to Bentancur, who's got across to Porro on the right-hand side. And again, it's just Polina and Danzo. And now just, again, Newcastle got the shape of 4-5-1 and just allowing Tottenham to have the ball in the just inside the Newcastle half. No pressure on the ball as we speak. And there's no changes. Still Newcastle 1, Tottenham 0 in the start of the second half. Spence just giving half a shout at Kraft to have a go, but he didn't do it. He didn't bite the bullet. Polina now getting closed down by Voltemada. Again, Willock really high up the field alongside Voltemada mostly. It's gone back to Kinski. Kinski now looking for opportunities, and he plays the ball out to Porro on the right-hand side. Porro looks to go down the line, and it's deflected from Barnes. It's into Dan Burn. Dan Burn gives it back to Barnes, hugging that left-hand touchline. He's looking to get back onto his right foot. Takes it to the back stick. There's a chance! Oh! Willock with a threatening bit head. Puts it wide. Oh, my days. I mean, you could see what he was trying to do. I don't know. He was open. He was like wide open. And he's literally, I think he's trying to shape it without any power across the keeper again. And it's nowhere near the goal. Oh, my days. That's the worst part of Willock, unfortunately. I mean, Eddie Howe's got his face in his hands. Dan Burn now. That's another chance to Newcastle. Ramsdale. Out to Shaw now. Yeah, exactly. Shaw now looking again for that diagonal ball. He finds Ramsey now on the halfway line for Newcastle out on that left-hand side. He's got Harvey Barnes on the left-hand side of him now. Gives it to Harvey Barnes. Carries on his run down that left-hand side to Ramsey. Ramsey back to Barnes. Barnes sees Burn in the inside. He doesn't give it to him. Tonali now picks the ball up. Inside left position. Has a chance to shoot. He dinks it in towards that back stick. It's headed clear. Kraft picks the ball up on the edge of the box. And he has a shot, but it's just over the bar from Emil Kraft. I'm surprised he hasn't got a nosebleed being that high up the field, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's not somewhere where you see Emil Kraft.
Handball, though. Was that a handball?
I think it was more Willy Ball. I'm going to call it Willy Ball.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure what it was. Kinski plays the ball short in a bit of a dangerous area. Plays it back to Polina. Polina goes long to the halfway line, looking out for Richarlison. Richarlison gives it. Balls again. It's all rushed by Tottenham at the moment, and it's just hoofed down towards the Newcastle third and into Ramsdale's hands. Again, really good pressing by Newcastle, not allowing Tottenham to have any time on the ball. Ramsdale now throws the ball out to Dan Burn on that left side, up the line now to Harvey Barnes. Barnes, it's dodgy ball in there. It's fallen to Richarlison on the edge of the box, but again, great tackle by Chow. The ball's cleared by Shaw. Porro back to Polina in his own half now. Polina's got time to set. Gives it to Danzo. Danzo looks again to go square to Spence on the halfway line, right back. Again, Newcastle with all the bodies going man to man. It's not protecting the forward pass, and that's a dodgy ball again. Well seen out by Chow. Harvey Barnes gives it back to Chow. Chow now down that line, gives it into Willock on the edge of the box. Willock into the box. Voltemada! Get in! What? And that's all from the press. That is stunning football. Volta Messi, get in! Woo!
Get in! Voltemada, too small. You're too small, man. Whoever was guarding him, too small, too little for me. What a wonderful play there.
Fabulous pressing from Malik Chow there. Gives the ball back to Harvey Barnes. He was lucky because the ball deflected back into Chow. Willett gets it out of his feet. A little dink in towards the 6-yard box. Kinski comes to try and punch it. Gets nowhere near it. And Volta Messi with a little delicate header turns and looks at Willock and says, "That's how you head a ball into the net, sir."
Done, sir. You're too little, man.
Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. Eddie Howe reaches for the sky. Get in. What a great ball as well. Yeah, absolutely right, Cuffy. Good ball from Willock. Like I said, you've got to give praise where praise is due, mate. And like I said, Willock to me ain't having a bad game. And like I say,
No.
Eddie's changed the formation, and everybody's criticised Eddie for not, having to stick to this 4-3-3. As you're seeing today, there's no 4-3-3 on this field today. 50 minutes gone, guys. Newcastle 2, Tottenham 0. Again, long ball up towards Richarlison. It's just fallen through into the hands of Ramsdale. Willock made up for the miss, to be fair. Great cross.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, mate?
Well, I mean, buzzing for Walter Mata. I really want him to score every game almost. I'll leave you with this one.
Yeah, it's a ball over the top from Tonali up into Alanga. He couldn't control it clearly, and again, but he's done well to track the player back. And Spence has lost the ball. It's come through to Willock again, who's given the ball to Chow. Chow's playing so high up the field. Oh, sorry, it's Ramsey. Sorry, I thought it was Chow. They both got orange boots on. Burn back to Chow. Chow goes square along the halfway line to Shaw. Shaw goes forward into Voltamada. Nice little touch to Tonali, into Ramsey, out to Dan Burn. Dan Burn. Harvey Barnes.
Well,
Harvey
Burn is
Barnes
there.
now. Yeah, he is now. Harvey Barnes now on that touch line. Back into Ramsey. Ramsey now inside to Tonali. Everybody's hugging that left-hand side, trying to commit. Little ball, give and go
lovely.
for Barnes and Burn. And it's a corner. It's got to be a corner,
It's got to
referee.
be a corner. Oh,
No!
come on,
Referee, you're being too kind to Porro there.
And tell me, Mami Mai is ringing at St. James's Park right now.
Oh, absolutely. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I'll give it you. I'll let Porro off there. It does come off his knee. Long ball there from Kinski. Again, challenged by Shaw on the halfway line. It's fallen to Tottenham, though. It's given to Bergvall. Bergvall now sees Xavi Simons down that right-hand side this time. Simmons against Tonali. Simmons has just stopped playing. Oh, referee, have you given that? The linesman's given it. The referee didn't give it. It's the linesman who gave it.
So that is pointing at him. Let me see.
Well, a little tug on the shirt there. Yeah, there's a tug on the shirt. But Tonali was showing Simmons no mercy there.
I mean, Newcastle right now playing like a big club against a small club. I mean, I don't feel like we're bothered about this game whatsoever. I don't think we're breaking a sweat. I mean,
I'll tell you, if this team doesn't start against West Ham, I'm going to scream.
Well,
I'm going to have Eddie out. I'm joking. It's been a great show from the lads that have turned up today, to be fair. Up to yet. I mean, we're only 53 minutes. Free kick comes into the danger area, and it's headed up into the air. But Ramsdale.
He could have grabbed that one, though.
Yeah, you could have caught that. He's punched it, and it's gone out for a corner. I think he's upset with that one, to be fair. I think he's realised he should have done better with that one. He was under a bit of pressure, but not that much, if I'm honest. Take the play in as well if you need to, lad. So this is the set piece then from Spuds, the first one of the game in the 54th minute. So let's see what we can do.
Thank you, Corey, for the $2.99 Australian dollars. Big Nick doesn't even need to jump. That's right. Too little, man.
Ball comes in dangerous area. Dan Burn heads it clear, only to the edge of the box. It's picked up again by Spurs, and Tonali's competing with Johnson there. It falls into Ramsey. Ramsey now just looking for an out. Take it simple. Plays it back to Tonali, back to Ramsey, inside to Burn. Nice football, but Burn gets caught. Again, giving it back to Johnson. Johnson inside to Xavi Simons. He's got a bit of a clear run. He plays a ball into no man's land. And that's the good and bad of Xavi Simons in a nutshell. Glad we didn't get him. He's a frustrating player.
Carlos says Sting is in the crowd. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Sting and Shearer.
Yeah.
There's Sting.
Absolutely. Roxanne! You don't have to put on a red light. Anyway, enough of me singing.
We'll definitely bring you the Friday Night Show, music and banta tomorrow night. So join us for that one, and we'll make it 2 hours. So because the people were rioting,
yeah, absolutely.
That we waited on 1 hour, so we'll make it 2 hours.
Yeah, people will get in the kegs at home. and
yeah, people
just
weren't
wasn't
going to
happening.
work.
Anyway, Bergvall down the right-hand side, giving it to Johnson. Johnson now, again, trying to tempt a challenge, but everybody stands up. Ball comes into the box. But again, nobody from Tottenham really at the back stick. Spence is challenging, but Elangas does well to spot him. He tries to get it down the line. It's fallen back to Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons now. Xavi Simons tries to drop a shoulder and come inside. Little dink ball up towards Richarlison. Richarlison gets that one, heads it back towards a penalty spot, and again, it's cleared or half cleared by Newcastle. Nice little touch, give and go. Voltemada, what a ball out. Willock now got a free run, got grass to run into. Everybody's bursting into that Tottenham box. Has Willock got the patience?
What are you doing, man?
Willock, come on, get out of your feet and have a go, lad. Oh!
Almost. Man, Voltemada putting that pass in between 3-4 Spurs players.
That is stunning. I mean, Dan Burn.
Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, Willock's got literally a half to run into. I mean, everybody's gambling from Spurs to get back. They cut off the angle, and instead of, he couldn't get it out of his feet, and then he's got a simple ball out to Harvey Barnes, but he tries to get it into the top bin, across the keeper, and unfortunately puts it wide of the post. Good attempt, great play from Voltemada.
No doubt about it. Yeah, Voltemada is just so crucial for Newcastle United. I mean, it's not even. I think it's Voltemada and Tonali now for the play, which you usually a center forward, you don't have these conversations as far as importance. I mean, you know, center forwards are always good to score goals. That's what they're important for. But Voltemada has become important because of how he plays, and that's why I don't think when Wissa comes on that he'll drop Voltemada off. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
No, and that's that. But these are the crucial things, isn't it? You know, we've dropped Bruno tonight because he needs a rest. He needs a break. You know, how long can we keep relying on Voltemada to be playing? You know, in all competitions. I think it's a hard ask. You know, so for me, it's about looking after the ones that are getting you the results. And Voltemada is one of those guys for me that you need to, you know, utilise him, but don't overuse him so he gets injured. Because I think we are literally out in the open, like we were at the start of the season if we hadn't got a striker. Ball now with Ramsey in the middle of the park getting challenged. It's gone to Tonali. Tonali now plays it into Kraft. And I think the referee has stopped the game. Just want to point out now we've got two centre halves, both on yellow cards, Fabian Schär and Malik Chow. Do we make a change?
Well, that's an interesting point. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could. But then again, you got Botman who's got a cut in his head. I don't know how good he is right now. Oh. You can put Burn back in the middle, but then who are you going to play on the left? So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe Lascelles. You got Lascelles as well. So.
Yeah. So I mean, there is options there, but like I say,
but by the way, I mean, players need to also learn how to play like that. Unfortunately, it's just part of the game. You got to practice in composure, I guess you could say.
Oh, Ramsey's got a chance. Oh, I thought he'd got a little bit of a sneak of a chance of a shot there, but it got closed down by Spurs. A little give and go by Burn there. Comes out to Tonali. Tonali fires it into Voltemada, who gets his toes trod on there a little bit, and he's hobbling. Voltemada. Half an opportunity I thought was opening up there for Ramsey. Like I say, he was just dallied on the ball a little bit. I thought he was going to get it out of his feet and strike at goal, but unfortunately he decided not to. Danso back to Kinski. Kinski now playing they're playing this pep ball from the back, and it's fallen nicely for Spence though in the middle of the park. Now Spence goes out to Johnson, who's got a bit of space now against Dan Burn. He comes inside to Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons plays it back.
Ooh,
Shots! What a great save! What a great save that is from Ramsdale.
Man, what a save!
What a save from Pabisar.
That shot was way too fast.
Yeah. I mean, it come through a body as well. So, I mean, I don't know how much he saw of that. I mean, it was set up by Xavi Simons, edge of the box. Yeah, it's come through a couple of bodies. It's kept in play as well. And like I say, Fabian Schär, bless him, he didn't switch off. He saw the danger and he just put it out for a corner to Spurs. Don't know whether there was a slight
Take a look
deflection.
right here. No deflection. But
No,
yeah,
no deflection. Yeah, great save. Absolutely
what
great
a
save.
wonderful save.
Again, the ball comes in. It's getting really tough now. And like I say, it's punched out. It's come out to Johnson. Johnson tries to get it back into the box. Sorry, it was Porro tried to get it back into the box. Xavi Simons now, 40 yards out. Diagonal ball out towards Porro. Porro tries to do his best to keep it in. Oh, it was Johnson in the first place. I was right the first time. Johnson and Porro look the bloody same when they are over the other side of the field. Really cracking save that, I must admit. Whew. I'm glad that didn't go in. I don't mind them scoring in the 98th minute.
Yeah, no. But that right there makes it a whole different ball game.
Yeah, it certainly does. Don't go short, go long. Goes long now, Ramsdale. Looking for Dan Burn again. Dan Burn on that tussle. Again, the ball's fallen back to Polinia. Gives it back to Kinski. Kinski tries to give... Again, he's playing a dangerous game, I think, Kinski. With these little dinky balls that he plays. Trying to play in Spence there. Spurs making the first change. Ball's thrown in quickly. Tonali on our halfway line. Plays it back to Fabian Shaw. Shaw being closed down by Richarlison, decides to go long, looking for Elanga. Elanga doesn't get anywhere near the ball. Spence falls to Ramsey, though. Ramsey's got an option to play Burn. He gives it to Burn on the left-hand side. Straight away gives it to Barnes. Barnes now, hugging that touchline. Burn goes past him. Barnes looking on the inside, gives it to Tonali, gives it again to Ramsey. Ramsey, give it to Burn. Burn now, first time into the box. It was a good cross again, low and hard. And again, it's just very comfortable for Porro there, just to head back to Kinski under a bit of pressure. Did really well. But again, first thing that Dan Burn wants to do is get it in the danger zone. Mm-hmm. Well done, Fabian Shaw, with a shot there with the attempted clearance. And like I say, it's given Spurs a little bit of a chance to break down this left-hand side. But again, it's heavily marked. Again, Bergvall just turns back towards his own goal, keeps hold of the ball. Polinia now. Again, being closed down by Volta-Messi. Kinski, out of his box on this left-hand side, goes long towards the halfway line. Fabian Shaw does superbly well there. Spence now. Spence looking to go diagonal, trying to get behind Dan Burn. Johnson, can he keep it in? No, he can't. The idea was there. It's nice having the idea. You've got to have the play. Okay, here we go. Ramsdale. Ramsdale goes across the box to Shaw. Shaw goes down the line looking for Elanga. Elanga tries to dink it into Willock, but it's come off Spence. Spence now going more central. Coming out to Bergvall on the inside left position on the edge of the penalty box. Gives it to across to the boards there, back at stick there, and as he's gone out for a goal kick. Yeah, everybody's turned. Richarlison there, I thought was going to drop his shoulder and try and curl one into the far corner. And what he's done nothing. He's just digging the ball into the back post into literally an open space.
Be careful now because Kolawani and Kudus coming in for Tottenham. And, I mean, those are some...
Bergvall is off.
Good players. So Newcastle have to be very, very careful.
You say Richarlison's going to come off as well? Oh, Bentancur. They've gone really attacking. They've took two defensive midfielders off. Carla Moani and Kudus is on for them. So that's going to be an interesting setup now for these two. They playing virtually a 4-2-4. If that's the system that they decide to go with. So yeah, Newcastle have to be on their toes now and get a grip of this game in the next 10 minutes. Again, Ramsdale just making sure Newcastle are ready to receive this ball. He's looking to go long again, looking out towards that left-hand side for Dan Burn. Dan Burn gets up, challenges the ball. It's got a chance of falling, just runs across Ilanga and comes into Spence, who again turns with the ball. Looks comfortable, Spence, on the ball, to be fair. Again, first little touch for Moane. Gets deflected out for a throw-in. Just inside the Newcastle half. Spence now. Goes back to Danzo. All the way back to Kinski. Again, being closed down by Willock. Again, giving the ball quite tightly there, Polinia. Polinia's getting... Oh, don't do that, Voltamessi. Polinia was going nowhere. Just stand him up. Make the decision. Anyway, it's a free kick to Spurs. They decide to go across the box to Danzo. Danzo now running down the line. Again, just Langa trying to face them up. Spence plays the ball. Nicely done. Give and go with ball across the box. Towards Kudus on that right-hand side now. Kudus lets the ball go and he comes to Porro. Porro into the box towards Richarlison. There's a shot and it's again saved. Yeah, there's going to be more of them coming. I can feel it in my water. There's a chance here for a break. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the referee saved us on that one.
Yeah. Again, overload on that left-hand side. Everybody goes and leaves a man-to-man in the box, and it's Richarlison and Shaw that are competing for the ball. It comes off Richarlison's boot and into the shoulder of Ramsdale, to be fair, and then Fabian Shaw just gets it gone. Chow, Ramsey. Tonali back to Ramsey. Ramsey now got a bit of freedom to run into. Seems to be a lot of space now for Newcastle to play in. Barnes looking to get down to that line. Barnes stops. Again, just draws back onto his right foot. Again, dancing. Barnes just gets that deflection. It should be a corner to Newcastle.
Yep.
Run
it
the
looks
time
like Newcastle
down, boys.
will be making some changes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here we go now.
Asula and Trippier.
Yeah, Dan Burn coming off, do you think? Do you reckon you'd throw Dan Burn off now and give Trips a chance at left back? Doesn't look like it, does it?
He's going... Burn never comes off this team, man.
No.
Never.
Never, ever. I'm surprised he hasn't taken one of the centre halves back, though, because they're going to be under a bit of pressure now with this system of Tottenham. Ball comes in. Great free air corner again by Tonali. Ball comes out to Ilanga. Ilanga now, Dan Burn on touching this right-hand side. And again, it's a bit of a tussle. And Dan Burn looks at the linesman who gives nothing. Kudus now running freely with the ball.
Well done,
gives the ball in, but again, Tonali reads that play really well. Just a little dink over the top. Gives it to Ilanga. Ilanga now down this right-hand side. Again, faced up.
So smooth, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Ilanga runs inside. He beats one player, but he can't beat three. Ball comes to Xavi Simons. There's no shape whatsoever to Spurs now. It literally just seems to be play free. Just go and play. Ball on this right-hand side now with Porro. Porro's trying to create something, but again, Newcastle get bodies back. Porro with half a chance to get the cross in, but decides to the easy job is to go backwards. I thought Bergvall had come off. It wasn't Bergvall then, because that's Bergvall on the ball now. Who was the subs?
Well, Johnson. Did Johnson come out?
Oh, it was Johnson, was it?
Yeah,
it was Johnson, not Bergvall.
Kudus and Johnson.
Yeah,
and column one is on the left, so Simmons going to the middle.
He's gone centre, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it now. I just couldn't understand why I could still see this blonde-headed Bergvall on the bench, because I'd got him off. I'll have to adjust that. I'm going to say I couldn't understand their system for a minute because I hadn't got it right.
Yeah,
Bergvall now plays the ball into Danso. Danso now. Go on.
No, I was just going to update. It looks like Leon Delap getting sent off for Chelsea. And it looks like Liverpool's down to 10 men as well. So seems like they're out of the cup.
Kudus looks the ball down the side for Simmons. Fire into the box. It's flicked by the glove of Ramsdale. It's come out to Moane. Moane now has got Spence to play into. He gives it to Spence on the corner of the box. Spence now with an angled ball, which is all the Newcastle players leave after a cracking shout from Ramsdale. Let it go. I'm sure there's a song there somewhere. And the ball goes out for a goal kick to Newcastle. And there's the changes now for Newcastle.
Yep. It looks like Walter Mata's coming off.
Yeah. Think he's done his shift again.
Oh, yeah.
For Asula. I'm glad to see Asula have some minutes, to be fair. He deserves more than 4 and 5 minutes. Willett coming off now, do you think?
I think he's coming off, yeah. Willock coming off.
Yeah.
A decent game from Willock, to be fair.
Yeah,
I mean, he got the assist as well, which is good. So I think he had a good game. And it's always good to refresh. And Trippier coming in as well. Joe Linton having a conversation with Ramsey.
Yeah, I think what they've tried to do now is put a bit more experience on because of the way Tottenham have put the heavy guns on now. So obviously they want Ramsey to push on. And I think you'll see Joe Linton and Toon Army sit in the 6 just to try and block off the bodies from Spurs. So virtually like for like if you get that drift, but I think you'll see Ramsey in a more forward-like role. Ball headed on for Elanga to try and get to, but Kinski gets a grip of that one. And again, tries to roll Spence out, but again, it's a poor throw from Kinski, and he's just giving the ball straight back to Newcastle. I'd be fuming with Kinski if I was Frank. Great ball from Elanga. Up the line towards Trippier there from Toon Army. Deflected off Spence, out for a throw into Newcastle. It's Trippier there, just having a word with Elanga. Oh, good ball in. Ooh. I thought Ramsey there had seen an opening. Sar's just asking a question. What's going on, lads? Nobody's making the runs. Is this a corner to Newcastle now?
Yeah.
73rd minute.
Osula, I'm sure he's going to be looking for one.
Yeah, let's see this home now. Come on. Toon Army now with the outswinger. Again, good delivery into that 6-yard box. It's fallen. Oh, Elanga just allows that to fall behind him. He brings it back. It comes, beats the first player. Elanga now. Oh, play it out to Toon Army, Elanga. Ball. Well watched. Malik Chow falls back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn on the turn now. Gives it out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes now with a little dink towards that back stick. Elanga! Oh!
That was good by Elanga right there because Osula was going to get to it.
Yeah, Elanga tries to literally instep volley across the 6-yard box for Elanga to run onto, and it comes off Danson and just past the post. Oh, it's off his head. It was nearly an own goal for Spurs there.
That was a good cross by Elanga though.
It was on the plate for Asula, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Great play again. Again, that intensity in that midfield to get that ball back early. Trippier this time, again, I think that was because Toon Army was a little bit isolated and there was no midfield. And that allowed Spurs, again, just to try and drive that ball forward. But again, Malik Chow spotting the dangers. Trippier now into the box. Another good ball in, but again, it's headed up in the air rather than clear by Spurs. It's come out to Chow. It feeds the ball back to Trippier. Trippier with a diagonal looking for Dan Burn. It's Fabian Shaw out on that left-hand side.
I think that was going to be on target, by the way. I think that was on target.
Instep volley. A controlled instep volley back towards goal. Blocked again by Spence, who's probably been their man of the match, if I'm honest with you.
Wolves scores one more goal, so they're 4-3 Chelsea. But they scored one more goal, so Sandro Ole in the building.
Yeah, Gittins has just scored, isn't he? Sandro now into the box. Again, that 6-yard box is peppered. Ball's headed clear. Comes out to Ramsey, who again, first time, just gives it.
I'm really happy with Ramsey.
To Trippier. Yeah, he's done well. Like I said, I've been so happy with the changes tonight because they haven't looked out of place whatsoever. Ramsdale now goes long, looking for the ball over the top for Dan Burn to flick on. He flicks it on to Elanga. Elanga now gets it under control. He's headed on by Spence, gets to the byline. Good cross. Again, it's headed clear by Spurs. And Papier Sarr for another corner. Pressure's mounting on Spurs as his goal.
That'll count. Shout out to Andy Bell, member 18 months. Toon,
Cheers, dude.
He says.
Thank you, buddy. Balky saying best performance of the season. Oh, that's an interesting one, mate.
Well, you can say so.
It's been up there. It's certainly been up there. It's been entertaining for us.
As far as consistency is concerned, I mean, you know, throughout we've been the better team, and also the rivals who are third in the Premier League at the moment. So,
Trippier into the box. It's headed clear again by Spurs. It's again tried to be contested on the edge of the box by Malik Chow. The ball's fallen to Richarlison. He's got Xavi Simons on the run here, but look at Tonali. Tonali puts the afterburners on, and he just slows the game down. Well done, son. Gives it into J7 now. J7 up to Trippier. Elanga down the line looking for Asula. It's just been fed a decoy there. Spence on the half turn with Elanga, but again, Elanga stands his ground, plays it inside to Bergvall. Bergvall goes all the way back to Kinski. Kinski now just again playing central into Bergvall's feet. Bergvall got no pressure on him. Newcastle just allowing Tottenham to come to the halfway line before the press gets there. Again, Papa Sarr now. Again, looking for movement. Has to go backwards. Polina. Danzo. Again, just Tottenham just taking the time, trying to be patient here. Newcastle into this 4-5-1 that we all know. Tonali comes out to meet the ball. He goes out towards Kudus. Kudus has time to control it. Faced up against Burn. Kudus has to go backwards. Again to Porro. Porro back to Kudus down that right-hand side. Is Kudus going to try a bit of magic? No. Pulls it back to Porro, who fires it straight into the box. On towards Richarlison's head. And it's easy save. Into the hands of Ramsdale. Simples.
One more chance for Tottenham.
Bruno's coming on as well.
Oh, is that? I didn't see that.
Cleared forward. Trippier now gets it under control. Fires the ball down the line towards the halfway line. But again, a little bit late there. I think on Papa Sarr on Trippier. Who's that coming on for Richarlison's off? And I think this is Tell, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
Looks like him, yeah, Tell. It looks like him with that haircut.
Bruno
Tell's on. Yeah, Bruno's
Bruno coming on. I could agree, though, Connor. I mean, why bring on Bruno? No need. Yeah, well, you could have a point there.
This is just to see it out now. And like I say, we got to think of Ramsey. You know, he's got up to the 80th minute now, and he's, like I say, this is his pre-season to a degree with us, so we have to be a little bit careful. We can hear you.
Yeah.
So here we go, Bruno on. I would imagine it's Ramsey coming off. Like I say, I always thought that he would never make. Yeah, there you go. Ramsey's off. Bruno on. Off. I think that's sensible. But would you risk Bruno when you've got Miley? I think for me the only thing for me is that bit of grit. You know that the three warriors you've got on the field now aren't going to give anything up at all. And I think with Miley, he potentially could be muscled out with the amount of bodies that Spurs have got in there. So I can understand it, but it is a risk. Anyway, a little up and under from Spurs. It's Tonali now trying to tussle with this ball on the byline. And the ball has gone towards Spurs for a second. Yeah, it has. It's gone Spurs' way, just inside the Spurs half. Thrown in by Spence to Sarr. Back to Sarr now. Sarr goes all the way back to Kinski. Again, negative football from Spurs. Given to Polina. Again, being closed down by Asula. Then J7 on Bergvall. Kinski plays the ball first time out to Danzo. Little ball out to Spence, but he's again Newcastle on the hunt for this ball back high up the field. Long ball now down the field, and it's Shaw who just hoofs it into Spurs' territory. And Kinski's able just to keep that ball in his box. And again, it's I've just been having a look at shots on target, 3. And Newcastle have scored 2 out of them 3. No goals out of 6 shots for Spurs.
For Spursy, they are knackered.
Xavi now coming deep to get that ball and driving forward. Porro gives it back to Bergvall. Xavi now, Simmons. Saw just inside his own half. Gives it to Spence just inside Newcastle's half now. Spence looking to go down the line. Moane. Good turn, and that's a foul by Trippier. No card. Oh, he is.
Oh,
I'm going to
it is a
say.
yellow.
I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if he doesn't give a card for that one. So Trippier's in the book. Left a little bit there. Oh, it was on Tell. I apologise. I thought it was Moane.
Thank you very much. Corey says, does "You Never Walk Alone" now stand for "You'll Never Win Again"? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a
I
good
love it,
one,
mate.
man.
That is superb. That'll be on the back of the wall later. You'll never win again.
That is proper.
Fantastic, mate. Thanks, Corey.
Thanks very much, mate. Don't forget, by the way, after full time, we got the instant match reaction. So join us there, and everyone that want to call in, phone in, have your say briefly, and you can go about your merry way. Of course, any contributors that will join, you can just stay. But there you go.
Long ball from Ramsdale. Burton heads it on, and it's now Asula on that left-hand side. Does a little step over 2 or 3 times. The ball gets deflected, and that's got to be a Newcastle throw. Surely to God. Now, given back to Spurs. Porro now, deep inside the Spurs half. Plays it up to Bergvall, but again, it's quickly given to Tonali. Tonali goes into the corner, very professional. Looks like he's just overrun it slightly, though. Again, Tonali just seeing that you can see the professionalism, just trying to run down the time now and play high in the Spurs half. Again, Spurs playing very dangerous across the back line. Saar on the half turn, gives it into Spence. Again, Newcastle not allowing Spurs into their half. Tell gets stood up by Trips. Tonali back into Trips. Trips gives it to J7, who tries to bring it into Bruno. It's fallen to Elanga. Elanga now trying to get it into Tonali. Tonali dancing through 2 or 3 players. Trips, Elanga. There's a bit of a light one on Tonali there. Trips into Shaw. Shaw looking to get an outlet. Gives a great ball into Tonali. Tonali down the line. Past Danso. Plays it inside. Oh, so close that was. Another yard and that would have been straight through to Harvey Barnes. Again, Newcastle win the ball back high up into the Tottenham half. Bruno plays the ball into Tonali. It looks like men against boys at the minute, I must admit. Trippier.
Yeah,
I mean, what's going on here? There's splits and all sorts happening on the field. It's like watching John Travolta in his heyday.
Oh, yeah. No, Tonali is just commanding the midfield. And be careful. Elanga.
Oh, poor from Elanga there, to be fair. Looks like he's pulled something there, to be fair. Anyway, ball is with. Shall we do the Queenie?
Yeah, Queen of Heart, thank you very much for the super chat. I thought it meant you never walk again. There you go. It looks like Tonali extended something. Be careful now.
Yeah. Here we go now. Bruno coming towards the box. He's fed in towards Harvey Barnes, who's tried to do the half turn, but again gets crowded out. Tries to walk into too many players for me. Kudus gets challenged there by big J7. Yeah, here we go.
And now we have a little brouhaha.
Here we go. J7 again, isn't it? Always bloody J7.
Well,
bit of rough and tumble.
Kudus is the one that got a bit aggressive. And, of course, Joe Linton is not going to back down. So,
not at all. Not at all. Come on, Skipper. Take control. There you are. Here we go. Some more yellow cards being fed out here. J7 doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
I think Miley needs to come on for Tonali, by the way. I think Tonali has pulled something. Doesn't need to be risked any longer.
Bit of frustration there from Kudus. Yeah, J7's booked, and Kudus is booked, and well deserved as well. I'm saying you can't book one without the other.
Let's take a look here. Oh,
I mean, it was a nasty challenge, to be fair.
Yeah, but the push and all of that.
Yeah. You can't do what he's done. You can't get up and retaliate like that. But look at the lads coming in from deep. Malik Chow and Shaw.
Yeah.
Spence plays the ball inside to Saar. Saar looks up, diagonal, looking for Kudus. Being closed down by Dan Burn. Kudus gets it down under his chest. Porro goes on the overlap, but Kudus decides to come back to Bergvall. Bergvall now again. Which way are you going to go? Doesn't look like you can go anyway, apart from backwards, lads. Spurs are literally exempt of ideas at the minute. Kudus now again, just trying to get Dan Burn on his back leg. He decides to cross it into the box, and again it's cleared comfortably by Trippier up towards Asula. Asula brings the ball down from high, plays the ball again, and that's got to be a free kick, and it is. Bergvall on the back of Asula, and again Tonali just says, "You know what, lads? Let's just slow it down." That was filthy, J7 says Cuff. Trippier now goes back. Oh, that was a bit of a danger ball there from Trippier to Bruno. Trippier this time decides to go inside. It's J7, chest it down. Elanga's got a bit of room to run into, but again, he's muscled out completely by Kudus there. And everybody's saying, he's stopping him playing here. Kudus has got to be careful, because I'm not being funny. That was a bit.
That was not good right there.
Yeah, that was naughty from Kudus, considering he's just been yellow carded.
Well, it wouldn't matter, would it? I mean, or does he go to the Premier League if he gets sent off? Does he have to do it be suspended in the Premier League? Because I mean, they're about to get eliminated. So.
Yeah. Chow now out to Burn. Burn down the line, looking for. I don't know, is that Harvey Barnes? I don't think he was still on the field, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, he's knackered, man.
Yeah,
Harvey Barnes
absolutely.
is knackered. He's been knackered the whole time.
Tonali looking to go down the line, but again, he just runs out of room, but he's, again, very professional. You can't be that far down the field, guys. I was going to say, you're trying to pinch far too much there. 88th minute, guys, and there's, here we go. Harvey Barnes, I think he's coming off.
No, Elanga. That was Elanga.
Oh, it's Elanga. Sorry. I saw Anthony Gordon. I'm thinking, is it Harvey Barnes coming off? Yeah, Elanga's run his course, hasn't he? If I'm honest. Again, people say, he should be fit. But again, he's missed a lot of game time. So Elanga off, Anthony Gordon on. Anthony Gordon down the right-hand side. Be interesting to see. Please don't tell me he's gone through the middle and Asula's come to the right-hand side. Ball thrown long. It's come back to Spence. Spence tries to play into Tell, but Tell with Papier Sarr now. Tell and Moane beats one player, and the referee gets in the way, and the ball's going to be dropped. Again, Tell on a bit of a run there, and the referee does his best to try and get out the way, but it was Moane. And look at Bruno clapping the referee. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh my days.
Thomas Frank doesn't like it. Wait, come on, man. 89 minutes, 2-0. What do you want to do?
Yeah, what have you done for the other 89 minutes? Yeah, exactly. Well defended by the ref, says Beck.
There you go.
Fabulous. It's about time the ref's on our side, to be fair. Tonali just plays the ball up towards Asula on the halfway line. Asula now on the turn. Ooh, trying a bit too quick there. Ball comes back to Tottenham. Sarr now on the halfway line. Looking to get something going. Plays it square. Danzo now halfway line and passed. Again on a bit of a run, Danzo. Oh, it's a poor ball though through the middle. And again, here we go. There's a run on here. There's a break on.
Get it.
Go on, Anthony Gordon. Oh! Anthony Gordon there. I thought he had the freedom of Newcastle to run into. Throws it back in quick. Anthony Gordon now. Is he going to stand it up or is he going to try and get it into the box? Anthony Gordon now just delaying time. He plays it in to Bruno. Bruno can't control it on the edge of the box. He gives it back to Spurs. Spurs now breaking. Kudus. Again, just goes square. Now forward ball. Gives it to Spence. Again, Spence is in no hurry. 4 minutes of added time now. Spence goes long, looking for Tell down this left-hand side. But again, easily watched out by Fabian Shaw, who's had a fantastic game, I must admit. Both of the two centre-halves for Newcastle have looked absolutely solid. Like I say, I haven't really got a bad word to say against any of them. I think they've been fantastic. And that lad on the screen in the minute, look at that. Player of the match, Sandro Tonali. Absolutely given for me. He's been in every corner of this pitch. And what a player. What a player. Ball goes long. Again, Dan Burn gets a great flick on, but again, nobody, not a chance to run onto that. Again, Tell tries to head it on for Xavi to run onto, but again, it's cleared by Chow, high and wide for a throw into Spurs in the 92nd minute. On the halfway line now, on that far side. Thrown into feet. Xavi Simons turns on the inside. Again, looking for some momentum. Gives it to Danzo. Danzo back out to Spence. I think Spence has played well for Spurs. I must admit, he's been a good player. Certainly somebody I would look at to cover for future reference. Ball now from Xavi Simons out on that right-hand side. Again, Dan Burn sees the challenge from Kudus and heads it clear. Another throw in towards the halfway line, just inside the Newcastle half for Spurs. This wall, this black and white wall, has been absolutely phenomenal tonight, I must admit. They've got behind the lads, and the lads have not disappointed them. They've performed fabulously well. Danzo, Paulinho now on the halfway line. Again, first time I've seen Paulinho make a run forward. Fires the ball into Xavi's feet, but he has to go back to Bergvall. Papiasar now, again out to Spence on this left-hand side. Spence looking to go down the line, but he comes back onto his right foot. Sarr dinks the ball in towards Kudus. Dan Burn, meet and drink. Headed clear again by Gordon. Not far though. Paulinho. Again going out to Kudus on that right-hand side. Kudus now faced up by from Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon. J7. Everybody's there. Kudus does a turn. Crosses the ball into the box, and that's easy for Ramsdale, who just falls to the ground and just takes a breather.
Is the draw today?
Tonight, yeah. Yeah, tonight after the game.
So we'll definitely be paying attention to that then as soon as it's available.
Clearance up the field. Picking out Trippier. Trippier with an instep volley in towards Bruno. Bruno looks to go down the line. He fires the ball down the line for Harvey Barnes to run into. But Harvey Barnes is just shoved over by Danzo in the corner. And I think that is it. I don't see anything coming back from Spurs now. I think Newcastle will just keep it in this corner. The ball will not come into the box. And it'll just be peppered, I would imagine. So fantastic for me. Absolutely fabulous result. Thomas Frank, I'm sure, he doesn't know what's hit him, does he?
He doesn't know what's going on. We will have the draw here, Jessica Nubble, so stay tuned. And literally, Newcastle United beating it. Tottenham at St. James's Park 2-0 right now. So, I mean, it's full-time, really.
They are going. Yeah, they are going in for it. They're going for that. There was a chance.
Malik Chow almost had it, but
yeah,
that is that, ladies and gentlemen. The Toon have advanced. Come on. I think this is a very statement win for Newcastle United. Of course, Fabian Shaw scoring. Wonderful performance. Nothing negative to say, by the way. I'm
just polishing the cup, mate. I've just got my rag out. I'm polishing it while it's on my desk before it has to go away again for another game. Fabulous, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
We shall continue into the live match reactions, so please join us right now. You should be redirected to that. We will see you in just a minute. So we'll see you in the match reaction immediately. See you right